Boom. We are live. Michael Long is already in here.
Michael Long lives in here. He knows.
Let's see. Hello, anybody that is tuning in right now. We're just going to give a few minutes, let people pile in. You know, the normal routine when you do a live stream. Don't want to jump right into it. It's not like we're in an exciting new episode of The Walking Dead or something where everybody waits until the AMC fucking logo shows up.
It's true. We suck anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. We got Michael. We got real-time video. You're new. How's it going? We got Anissa. We got Steven. Gigo Cinema. What's up? What's up?
It's Anissa. Get it right, not Anissa.
You just want her to kick you in the dick, don't you?
Oh, and everyone's favorite sack of dog shit, John Tilly.
Tilly up in this bitch.
Thanks. You know, as you get older, you're not able to see shit. So.
Yeah, we all a bunch of glasses wearing some bitches. Except my glasses are new. They're clear frames now. Yeah, buddy.
You steal those from your mom?
No. They look like they'd be somebody a mom would wear, but no.
You know, Michael Long, that's a very good question. And, you know, we'll touch upon that in just a little bit.
Phase and Premix, y'all are still ugly. Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Jack. Hey, at least these graphics are better than the shit you gave us.
Oh. That's his way of saying thank you for everything you've done for us, Jack. Steven, we'll get to that in a little bit, buddy. See, there's already the elephant in the room, man. Already the elephant in the room.
Normally,
besides you.
I was going to say, normally they think it's me, but yeah, you know.
It's all right. It's all right. We're going to give a few minutes. I feel a little pee break already coming soon, so.
Great. I didn't prepare any fucking knock-knock jokes to tide everyone over.
Still you, Tilly. Who gives a shit about you, Tilly? I mean, I love you, buddy.
Tilly, you're still breathing right now? Jesus Christ. Thanks, Jack. Thanks. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks.
Nice.
Tilly, you know, you always are the elephant because you do quite resemble an elephant.
Yeah. Just a very small trunk. Heyo.
I don't know, Faye. What do you think? We're just gonna kick it? What?
Yeah, I'll play the song and then we'll get started. Maybe.
Maybe.
There we go.
Talking horror movies, so come on down. The Outsiders Podcast Show. Blood, booth, murder, and gore. The Outsiders Podcast Show. It's an hour-long show with Kristy and Fawn. Things pissed drunk, we're on top of your lungs. Outsiders Podcast Show. It's always hosted. Outsiders Podcast Show. We're always drinking day. Outsiders Podcast Show. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get sued by Joe Bob's people. It's going to be great.
Yeah. So welcome, everybody, to this special live edition of the Outsiders of Horror podcast. We got a special show for you tonight. We got a special guest coming in later today, good old Brittany, a.k.a. Trilicious. We're going to talk some John Carpenter. We're going to talk two of my personal favorites of all time, They Live and The Thing. But right now, we're going to address what I said the elephant in the room is. All right, so you see me. You see Farmer. You don't see Kristy. right? Well, and the big news is not exactly good news. Unfortunately, it is bad news, as Kristy has left the podcast. She is no longer on the show. I got to immediately say that it has nothing to do with me and Farmer or the way the show was going or anything like that. She loves the shit out of us. As many of you know, she's opening up her new store in Vegas, Nightmare Toys. And obviously she's going to be very busy. She tried her best to balance it all out, but it's been overwhelming for her and like the people around her to try to like do everything that she's doing for the store, and on top of try to watch the movies that we do every week and have notes and all that shit. So unfortunately, Kristy is no longer an outsider, but we still love her to death. She's still in my heart. She's still always going to be an outsider. But yeah, no more Kristy. Do you have any thoughts on that there, Farmer?
Yeah, you know, she was it sounds like she died, you know what I mean? Just that's all that's the only way I can really approach it. Is like we lost Kristy, dearly departed, RIP. But I don't know, man. We had an amazing year. We had an amazing year with her. She was great. She's still alive, which is even better. But yeah. I mean, she had to focus on the business. So I mean, I get it. You know, she gotta handle her shit first, right? So
right. I don't mean for it to sound depressing, like she died and stuff like that. I mean, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. We kind of saw it coming once we knew that she was moving to Vegas. We're like, okay, well, and she really tried her best to hang on. But yeah, and then I've got this little banner right here for her. You know, we wish you the best of luck. We'll miss you. We love you. All the various different graphics and artwork and stuff that she's been a part of. My favorite is her least favorite, which is the Macaulay Culkin one. But no. So then the next thing, hold on, I'm still new to this shit. So the next thing to talk about is the future of the Outsiders. Now, immediately I'm going to say the show is still going on. The show must go on, like they say, right? It's still got me and Farmer. We're doing this two-headed dragon thing. Do we know exactly where we're going to go from here? We're spinning some ideas. We're tossing around some thoughts and stuff like that. Will we add more members? We don't know. Again, this is literally going to be a trial by error type thing. We're going to steamroll. We're going to try different things, see what happens. If we add a third, maybe even a fourth, and who knows? But yeah, the Outsiders are going nowhere. We're still here. Right now, you're stuck with this two-headed lovely fucking group right here. But we're going to do our best to still entertain you. I know a lot of you love listening to Kristy and her southern accent and her laugh and all that stuff. But
do what?
Do what? Exactly. Thank you, Brian. It's all good. You guys are still here. Thank you. I'm now checking out the comments. Maybe she'll return one day. Maybe. You never say never. She's now a way outsider. Gonna miss. Yeah. We still, like I said, there's no love lost. We still love her. She still loves us. So, yeah.
On to the, before people can make jokes, we'll make the joke first. Yes, come to the Outsiders of Horror if you want a high turnover rate.
Yes. We clearly have a high turnover rate now.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We're good for at least a year, and then you're ready to fucking leave, I guess.
We're hiring, firing, rehiring. No credit check needed. Just submit your application.
Yeah. We don't care if you piss dirty. We don't give a shit. Just come on.
Or if you piss in jugs like an adolescent idiot. But I mean,
So it's not hard to get hired on by the Outsiders of Horror. You just got to know how to talk, which apparently not very well, because listen to me stutter every fucking week.
Stutter and Stanley.
Stutter and Stanley.
Jack, you sit down. You sit down and wait your turn, good sir. All right.
Yeah.
We are not done sulking in our own shit yet. All right. So hold on. Okay.
Yeah, we're just getting started in John Carpenter, and maybe we won't even talk about Escape from New York now that you want us to talk about. How you like that, Jack? How you like them apples, Jack? But we will get into the show. So yes, it's not an RIP, Kristy. It's a we'll see you later, love. So Yeah.
It's never goodbye. It's just see you for now.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So, our normal routine, we always do recent watches. So, how about we start with you, Fiber? What are some of your recent watches here, buddy?
I don't know. Don't you feel like the room is like it's depressing now? Don't you think we need to like reliven this back up with a little like fun filled intro? You know what I mean?
Maybe we should chat with the chat a little bit here. I don't know. Are you guys gonna stay tuned in, even though it's just me and Farmer? I was not potty tried by nobody.
Yeah. It was, can you put his comment on the screen right now, please? That'd be great. Thanks. Oh yeah. Now Faye is a big boy now. Malin personally potty trained Faye.
No,
I somewhat believe that because as we know, Faye doesn't know how to use the bathroom on his own. Still uses a little kid's toilet, but it's hopeful for the best, right?
Jesus. Whatever, Farmer. I'm a big boy. I've been peeing in the toilet since I was like at least 10. So,
and jug since you were 20.
No, only in jug since I was however old, 34. No, I was 33 when we started this show. Yeah. I don't fucking remember. We're 60 episodes in, but whenever we started this is when I started pissing in jugs.
So many episodes now. Who the fuck would have thought this thing would have like lasted that long? You know?
Yeah, this is number 61. We're hanging on, buddy. We're hanging on. We're gonna definitely hit that 100 mark, and then when we do, we're gonna be like, well, we made it this far. We're gonna keep fucking going.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we'll see if we hit 63. 62, 63, 64.
Clearly, I'm the glass half full guy of this show, and Farmer is the glass half empty. So we balance each other out.
Yeah, it's always a little half empty with me.
Yeah. Anyways, all
right.
right.
I feel like we should have a moment of silence. I don't know.
Again, she's not dead. she's still very much a part of us. She just got to do her thing.
So recent watches. I watched Bela Lugosi in Dracula. Absolutely not. Put me back small. So I watched Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the way that fucking guy like captivates the screen. I mean, whatever. Fuck you, Karloff. Fuck you, Boris Karloff. You are no Lugosi, man. All right, Lugosi is the shit.
I don't like your attitude, sir.
Well, that's you're gonna have to deal with it because there's nobody left.
But okay. Dracula was not his best performance, though. His best performance was Igor and Ghost of Frankenstein. Easily, hands down.
You think that was okay, but what do you think he's going to be most known for? It's always going to be Dracula.
Well, Dracula, yeah, but
Do you prefer Karloff over Lugosi?
Oh, of course. I'm a Frankenstein guy.
Yeah. Oh. Tomato. I prefer Lugosi all the fucking way. All the fucking way. And then I watched Ed Wood.
Again,
yeah. I got a lot of shit brewing right now with Ed Wood. And yeah, Jamie Kuhn, you're out there, and we're working on something. We are cooking on something. So you're gonna be hearing too much Ed Wood out of me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
This is news to me, so
This is actually, fuck it. We're gonna unleash it. We're working with the remaining members of the Wood Estate, and we are putting together a Ed Wood documentary with the blessing of the Ed Wood family. So that's some of the creators who created the actual Ed Wood film, Tim Burton. We got some things kind of like lined up in the pipeline for interviews and stuff like that. But yeah, I would say over the next year. I will be diving headfirst into an Ed Wood documentary, and it's gonna be something special. So
fucking A, and that's awesome you're doing with Jamie. I love Jamie. She instantly became my sister when I met her at Fredman.
Jamie's a good shit. Jamie's like the fucking is like the aborted Native American sister nobody wanted, but I took her in.
Jack just said hard to get the wood out of farmer's mouth. That is indeed true.
It's true. Also, make sure you go to Jack if you want graphics made. But you have to talk him down because he's a fucking shyster and will rip you off. So just be careful when you're working with Jack, because he'll yell at you when it's time to do coloring. All right, so just be careful. All right.
Damn.
Also, we're still good for that graphic for June and July, right? Just making sure.
Nice. There's Farmer for you. Fuck you, but are we still good?
Yeah. You know what I mean, you jack. Yeah.
Jesus.
So I would say like a lot of my watches, honestly, have just been like all Ed Wood films and like Glenn and Glenda, and I've just been watching like a lot of like documentaries that were made from him in the early '90s. I've been watching a lot of stuff like that, just kind of everything that's like been Ed Wood right now. That's kind of like all my brain has been focused on. That's hence why I've been watching a lot of Lugosi too.
Nice. Look at you going a little old school. I'm proud of you, buddy.
What did Michael Long say? I think you need to pull that up.
So he'd be wearing the famous fluffy sweater that Ed truly loves.
I don't know. I guess you'll have to wait and watch the goddamn documentary, Michael.
Oh, so you wanted me to pull that up just so you can yell at him? Okay, gotcha.
Yes, yeah, that's the only reason why I wanted him here, so I could yell at him. But yeah, seriously, if it's there in the closet somewhere, I'm probably gonna wear it. But yeah, you know.
Nice. So that's all your recent watches there, buddy?
No, I'm trying to think. I did have one more. And it's escaping me right now. Oh, I watched that Return to Nukem High. I watched that.
Oh yes, you're still on your trauma kick.
Yes, yeah. You know, it's I've watched a lot of trauma movies over like the course of the last 2 weeks, and not really ever experiencing like Lloyd Kaufman's evil fucking genius over there. But like now, I really respect like his hustle and what he does. So yeah,
Uncle Lloyd, man. Uncle Lloyd's the shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I still sway more towards Full Moon opposed to like Trauma.
Really?
About that battle, yeah.
I kind of go back and forth. I think I like more Trauma movies though than Full Moon, but then there's Full Moon movies that I really love compared to just Trauma going, okay, that was a good movie, you know.
Right.
So I don't know. I kind of go back and forth.
I mean, I really love the Slimeball Bolorama. Like that movie,
right.
I fucking love that movie. And I mean, Castle Freak. I mean, those are my fucking jams.
Yeah, Slimeball Bolorama. I had my fucking bowling shoes autographed by dude that was in the movie. I can't remember his name right now, but the same dude that was in Elm Street 4.
Was it something Jones or whatever, something like that?
Yeah, Andrews Jones. Yeah. When I presented my bowling shoes, he was like, why? I was like, it's exactly
what the fuck, yeah.
I was like, Slimeball Bolorama. He's like, oh, that makes perfect sense. I'm like, yeah, it's one of your fucking movies. Jesus.
Well, you know those actors, Faye. They don't remember half the shit that they've been in. You know what I mean?
Well, he's like, can I doodle all over the shoes? I was like, go for it. So we put Wim Wham on the front of them and then put Andrews on one, Jones on the other, and just had fun with it. And then the very first time I bowled with him, I bowled a 249. So that's a solid number. And I was like, these are good luck little fucking autographed bowling shoes here, ready to whip some ass and some bowling. So if you ever see me in the streets, you want to challenge me, let's go bowling, suckers. I got you. Michael says, have you heard the band that hates Uncle Lloyd? That's why he won't come to TFW. Oh, like Charles Band? Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, they're a feud. They're a rival. So, of course.
Yeah, so, I mean, which house do you side with? Are you with fucking Trauma or are you with Full Moon?
Right. You got to pick one or the other.
Yeah. What about the chat? The remaining members of the chat? I mean, which way do you go? Do you go Full Moon or do you go Trauma?
We've actually gained viewers. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, it's like, are you Crip or Blood? Obviously, I'm Crip.
I mean, I'm Blood. I mean, fucking Blood gang. So whoop.
Rival. See, that's why we bounce each other out.
That's right. It's a West Coast thing. Know what I mean?
Right. Good old Brian Carbonos is Full Moon. He's a Full Moon guy. Nice. I don't know. I think I lean more towards Trauma, just because they're more wacky, like they're more over the top. I would say.
I think that's why I think I like the Full Moon stuff because it's like it's more put together, and it's like it's made to look very like a commercial and like. But I see how Trauma is like very non-apologetic and like their stuff is supposed to be like out there and like they're always pushing buttons with their shit. But I like Full Moon because like they try to come off as like a lower budget studio, and I think I appreciate that more.
Yeah, see, it really it's straight up just taste.
Yeah.
Oh, Tilly sides with me.
Wow, that's a fucking first. Holy shit, Tilly. Did you
That's
get
what
a
he
stick
said.
out of your mouth already? My God.
Because he sided with me on Trump.
Yeah, legit.
But yeah, Brian and good old Michael Villegas said full moon. What's up, Michael? How you doing, buddy? All right. Well, I guess I'll do my recent watches. Which, no surprise, obviously it was nothing but John Carpenter.
You don't say.
Yeah, don't fucking say. Besides the movies tonight, I went through pretty much his full catalog except for Memoirs of Invisible Man because that was garbage. But I did watch. I started at the beginning and then just worked my way through. I did Dark Star, which is like one of his first movies he ever did. It was a very weird movie. It's like a beach ball with feet attacking people, and it's fucking weird. Assault on Precinct 13, which I think is very underrated. They had a remake for it, so I mean, obviously, there's some appreciation. They thought it was a good idea to remake it. Great movie. Which a fun fact on that movie is that since John Carpenter directed, wrote, produced, scored, and edited, he didn't want his name popping up that many times in the credits. So when it came to the editing credit, his name was John T. Chance, which was the name of John Wayne's character in Rio Bravo, which is one of John Carpenter's favorite movies. Rio Bravo and The Thing from Another World are two of his favorite childhood movies. So, yeah, fun fact for you. Of course, I watched Halloween. Watched The Fog, Escape from New York. There's a little Escape from New York for there, Jack. Escape from New York is great. I do love Escape from New York. Christine, which we'll get more into later. Starman. This was actually a very first time watch for me. Starman was. There was a movie that I haven't seen by John Carpenter until we did the show, and I was like, Starman, what the fuck is that?
You ever saw Starman? I feel like that's one of the ones that I've seen more of than the others.
And again, I'll get more into Starman later because it's going to pop up again. Big Trouble in Little China, which, fuck. I don't know about that movie. Like Kim Cattrall, that's the stupid bitch's name. Her acting is so horrible in that movie to where it makes me not like that movie. And it's a good movie, but just watching Kim Cattrall makes me cringe so bad to where I can't fucking stand her.
So you're saying you're not a Sex and the City fan, is what you're telling me?
No. Her best performance was the Howler in Porky's. She's the one that barks when you have sex with her and howls and stuff. Any Porky's fans out there? Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, because I always figured you were more like a Carrie Bradshaw, and I was more always like the Samantha Jones of the group. You know what I mean?
God damn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about that show to really. Yeah.
I made you Sarah Jessica Parker because you're both fucking ugly, but yeah.
But face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, whatever. Prince of Darkness, In the Mouth of Madness, Village of the Damned, Escape from L.A., which gets shit on, which rightfully so, because the visual effects in the movie are god fucking.
I don't know, man. He went fucking surfing and shit. I don't know. Like that motherfucker, he can ball up. I will take him down to Rucka and we will crush that shit.
Oh, I know, yeah. That's my favorite scene, of course, me being a basketball fan. I love that scene where he has to shoot the basket. But that scene where they're surfing, though, that's like infamous now just because of how fucking corny and stupid it was and how bad the visuals were. And even high-fiving the dude before he jumps onto Steve Buscemi's car and shit. I mean, that movie was a mess. If there was ever going to be a John Carpenter remake that I want to see, it'd be Escape from L.A., but obviously if it's a sequel, so you'd want the original cast, and Kurt Russell's obviously old as balls now. I don't think he can pull off Snake Plissken. I don't know. It's just an opinion. And then I watched Vampires. I mean, you can't go wrong with James Woods fighting some vampires, you know. It's pretty good. Ghost of Mars was a pile of shit, and The Ward was a pile of shit. So his ending of his career was not very great. But
you didn't like The Ward? I thought The Ward was okay.
The Ward was kind of a clusterfuck for me. Like he was trying to throw in too many like twists and turns throughout it, and it just got weird for me. I don't know.
Michael Long, that was not Gizmo's ear flaps. That was actually Faye flapping himself.
Flapping myself. No, that was Gizmo. He was giving me the mean mug a minute ago. What are you doing, Dad? And then walked away. But yeah, those were my recent ones. It was all the only non-John Carpenter ones that I watched this week were The Thing from Another World, which I just watched today. Still love that movie. Classic 50s sci-fi. Obviously, The Thing is based off of. And the Thing prequel from 2011. Which, oh my god. I appreciate what they try to do with this prequel, because it shows you why the axe was in the door. Like, you know, in the John Carpenter Thing, when they're investigating the Norwegian base, and you see that axe on the door, you see the dude in the chair and stuff like that. That the prequel explains why those things exist in the Norwegian base. But where they fucked up on the prequel was the overuse of CGI. The CGI was god fucking awful. They relied on it too fucking much. There's hardly any practical effects in the prequel, and it's very disappointing. And their like reinvention of the blood test scene from John Carpenter's The Thing was checking to see if you have fillers in your mouth, because the thing can't reproduce stuff that's not organic. So they're checking everybody's mouths, and we get like a good fucking 20 minutes of them checking their mouths, and it's fucking stupid. But nice try, nice idea, nice attention to detail with the prequel, but then they just didn't give a fuck after they paid attention to the detail of the Norwegian base.
So what you're saying was it was a miss.
It was a miss. It was a nice try. It was a swing, but it was a miss for sure. And those are Faye's recent watches.
Bubblegum.
Bubblegum. All right, let's see what's next. I got my little fancy little cheat sheet here. Oh, we gonna just go. Actually, I'm gonna go pee.
Awesome.
And Farmer's gonna talk to y'all. So entertain the crowd.
Great. All right.
Tell some jokes.
Yeah. Here, I'll juggle something. Here you go. Yeah. I need to. The shirt I'm wearing is this.
Shot him 6 times.
6 times. Yeah, that's my jam right there. I think I'm trying to think who I bought that. I think I bought it from Rotten Cotton in California at Monsterpalooza like a few years ago, I want to say. Let's see, while Faye's over there pissing in a jug. Yeah, no, that shirt's great. I think I bought that shit for like $12. That's an awesome shirt though. Rotten Cotton. I think they went through like ownership changes. I remember they stopped having that shirt for a long time, and I think they just like re-released it on. I saw it on Facebook. Yeah, Monsterpalooza is awesome. Like, it's definitely up there for me for like one of the bigger cons. Texas Friday for me is definitely the number one. I think there's no other horror convention in the US that I feel like is even close to that. Monsterpalooza is very good. Like it's very spaced out. It's big. It's in the convention center in California. But my beef with that is that they always have a lot of guests, but it looks like they have a lot of guests, but half of them don't even sign. A lot of them are just doing panels where they're just doing like presentations, like for like films that they have screening and everything like that. But like they won't sign your shit. So I mean, it's kind of misleading the way that they like subject like their guest list out there for you to see. So I mean, that's kind of like that's the shittier thing I would say about Monsterpalooza. But they usually do 2 a year. It's Monsterpalooza and Sons of Monsterpalooza. Years ago in California, Days of the Dead used to come out there, but they don't go there anymore because Days of the Dead is like very fucking, I don't know, it's very hit or miss. Like on the West Coast, they didn't do very well. Midsummer Scream. I went to that, I want to say like 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I think that was an okay con. It's more so for like the haunted houses and stuff like that, but I mean, it's pretty cool.
All right, I'm back. So Wyatt, what did you answer that?
I did not. I skipped over that because if he wasn't listening the first time, he doesn't deserve to hear me in my best times. You know what I mean? I mean, why not, Ed Wood? I mean, if you think about it, as time has gone on, right? I mean, when he was a filmmaker and he was alive, nobody respected his work whatsoever. Nobody gave a shit about it. He was voted the worst director of all time. But decades later, only have people now started to appreciate his work and his like genius for doing shit. And I mean, he used to shoot features in like 6 days. the budgets would always be minimal. He's like the king of the 1 takes to 2 takes. But I mean, now people respect his work after he's dead. But when he was alive, nobody cared about him. So I think it's important to kind of show that.
There you go, Jack. The jack of all trades. All right, so good old John Carpenter Appreciation Night. I told Farmer, I was like, give me a top 5 of John Carpenter. I'll kick off the top 5 though, since I had you kick off the recent watches.
I think we should go 5. I think we should go back and forth.
Go back and forth. All right. Oh, that sounds
starting from 5. Yeah,
that sounds even sexier, buddy. That sounds even sexier. I'm down.
You know, because we're all about switching it up. You know what I mean? So
yeah, switch hitters, babe.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, we got to be in this time.
All right. So, you want my number 5 first?
Yeah, we'll go with your number 5 first. Let's do it.
All right. Well, my number 5 is going to be Starman. Like I said earlier, this was a first-time watch for me. I originally had Christine at number 5, but that got pushed into the honorable mention spot. Starman, I wasn't expecting anything good. It's not one that's really stood like nobody talks about it. Like I didn't even know this movie existed until I looked up his catalog, and I was like, Starman, what is that? Jeff Bridges? Okay. And as I'm first watching it, and you see Jeff Bridges transform into the alien, where he does the weird chicken head and what is love, all that stuff. I thought that was annoying at first, but then as it gets into it, you start to like it. And then there's the whole love story, which was very weird because there's a love scene, and it's always weird when you know somebody's like an alien or like something like Shade of Water or whatever that fucking Guillermo del Toro movie is, where you know you're fucking something that's not human, but you enjoy it. People find that romantic. Oh, I mean, fall in love with something. I don't. I'll never fall in love with something outside a human form. You know what I'm saying? Even if they look like a human. Like if the aliens came down and they had the form of a hot alien chick, I don't think I still do it because I know they're not from Earth. There's no telling if they got teeth down there or something like that, you know? You never know. Or what kind of STDs they're bringing from their planet, you know?
What kind of fucking aliens are you seducing?
None that I know of. Well, I mean, some of them might classify as aliens, I guess, but that's for a whole nother topic.
Fair enough.
But no, and like I said, I just really watched it, so I watched it here at home. And when I'm at home and I'm watching a movie, it's very easy for me to get distracted, like either play on my phone or play on my laptop or play with myself, watching porn or whatever. But no, this movie, like, it just kept me reeled in. I was like, "Ooh, what's next? Oh, what's gonna happen? What? Yeah, this," and it just kept me tuning in all the way into the credits. And I ended up loving this movie. And so, yeah, I'm definitely gonna own it. And I slid it into my top 5, my number 5 spot.
Very nice. Your number 5 spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's your number 5 spot, sir?
Well, my number 5 spot is probably gonna upset you.
Uh-oh.
My number 5 spot of best John Carpenter films is The Thing.
Yeah, I knew when you said that was gonna upset me. I was like, okay. Right.
Yeah, I figured that would bother you, but yeah, no, The Thing for me is like that's for me my top 5 of his. That's my 5.
Well, he has a large category of films though, so for him, so it's the thing to still make it into your top 5. I can't be mad at that. I still accept that answer. It should be much higher, you know, but
yeah, I mean, I think it's a good film. Obviously, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like it's a classic, even though it's a remake, and then there was another remake of a prequel, then like 6 other remakes. But yeah, you know, I mean, Dean Cundy behind the fucking lens. I mean, he's like one of the greatest fucking DPs ever. So right. I mean, he crushed it. He's been with Carpenter for a long time in all of his work for the most part. I don't know. Kurt Russell killed it. I loved it. I mean, but it's for me, it doesn't rank high on my list of Carpenter films.
Right, which we'll get more into later because we're gonna review it. But what's up, Bendel? How's it going, buddy? I'd play with yourself too. Thanks.
3 makes in total. Thank you, sir.
Nice. All right, so my number 4 is going to be Escape from New York. I really enjoy this movie. I love the atmosphere.
Jack,
And
listen up.
yeah, it's a really good movie. You got Snake Plissken, you got Kurt Russell really trying to be a badass, and you got to think just a couple years before this movie, he was playing Elvis that John Carpenter also directed. Excuse me. So yeah, he went from Elvis to Snake Plissken, and it was an interesting concept. A concept that's actually more believable now than it probably was back then. To where we're gonna close off the Manhattan Island and fucking make it a giant prison. I can
Yeah,
actually see
it's
that
your
happen.
social standing in life. Yeah.
And then just looking for the president, which is good old Donald Pleasance that you got there on your shirt.
That's right.
You got John Singleton, the singer of the Shaft theme song and the voice of the chef from South Park. Hello, children. Which he was a great villain, much better villain than Escape from LA. I thought that was stupid. Cuervo or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I love it. I mean, it's not really horror or even I don't know, sci-fi or anything. It's just more of like a weird like action film. But I enjoyed the shit out of it, and I own the steel book. So yeah, that's my number 4 G spot.
Very nice. There's a reason why you and I have a lot of things in common because my number 4 spot is Escape from New York.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah,
We're different, but we're the same.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's a movie that was ahead of its time. I think maybe it kind of gets passed over just a little bit, but I think Escape from New York, I think that's a great movie. For me, it's a number 4 spot for John Carpenter. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's a good film. Donald Pleasance and that shit. Fuck yeah, man. I love Donald Pleasance.
Did you like him in that blonde wig?
Oh yeah, that was even better. In the beginning, like when they go over there to try to retrieve the president, but then they have like the guy that works for the Duke. Hey, so the white guy with like the spiky hair that goes like
the wide-eyed motherfucker. Yeah.
The second I saw that motherfucker, I was like, that is Faye. That motherfucker is Faye. If this was Escape from New York, you are that motherfucker. Yep. To a fucking T, son.
I have his finger. 15, 14, 13. But he dies, so I don't want to be that guy.
Well, you had to assume that you were going to die early anyway, though.
I'm never going to die, dude.
You're never going to die? You're invincible?
No, I will be the first person to live to be 200.
You are Corona, yeah.
Yeah. Lee Van Cleef was money, too. Yes.
Yep.
Bindle says Escape from New York is a cult knockoff of 007, but I dig it. I can kind of see that, yeah. It was more of like a futuristic version of Bond, maybe, with the weird little gadgets and shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that for sure.
But Escape from New York, they really tried to do the gadgets thing, and they really didn't even use the gadgets until like the hologram at the end.
You know, you gotta appreciate how futuristic they were trying to go with it. You know what I mean? That tracking device for the president, that was some serious shit.
That did not fucking work.
It looked like an Atari version of like a tracking system.
Right. And, you know, it was good for its time. And then, yeah, like you said, like this movie actually makes more sense now than it did back then.
Yeah, really, I mean, I find that to be a case with a lot of films, right? It's like it's ahead of its time.
I think John Carpenter was a little ahead of his time. Like, that's why the thing was such an epic fail when it came out and then became a success later on, which, again, we'll get more into later. So stay tuned, motherfuckers. But, all right. So my number 3. Here's one that might... Halloween is my number 3 spot. I love the movie. I thought it was beautifully made, very, very well directed. The lighting, the colors, the characters. It was a good movie. Reason why I'm not like obsessed with it like a lot of people are is because Michael Myers does not scare me whatsoever.
You're not scared of the boogeyman, is what you're telling me?
I'm not scared of that boogeyman. My boogeyman don't wear a fucking janitor jumpsuit and a William Shatner mask, so I'm not scared of him at all. But it's a solid movie. I mean, I don't know, but that's my number 3. I'll get more of that later when we bring in Brittany, because I know she's a big Halloween fan. So I'm gonna have a little debate with her when she comes in. She's probably pissed off right now because I just called Michael Myers a bitch, but it is what it is.
Well, I mean, we'll definitely, when she comes in, we'll definitely talk more about that, huh?
Yeah. What's in your 3C spot?
My number 3 came out in 1994. It starred Sam Neill, Julie Carmen, Charlton Heston. That is In the Mouth of Madness.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I think that's a fucking Carpenter movie that goes way under the radar. Way over the radar.
Yeah, nobody ever talks about that one.
It's such a good movie, though. It's such a good fucking film, but like, unfortunately, it just gets lost in the discussion.
It really does.
Are you a fan of In the Mouth of Madness?
I am. It's part of the Apocalypse trilogy of John Carpenter. It's The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and In the Mouth of Madness. The reason why it's the Apocalypse trilogy because none of them have a happy ending, and Carpenter is a big fan of not so happy endings. He likes dark endings, but as he said many times in interviews, he's like, well, but when you make films, like the majority of the audience, especially the young audience, they want a happy ending, and he learned that pretty quick in his career. Like, if you want to please the audience, you got to have a happy ending. So that's why he just kind of randomly had depressing. That's why he has this Apocalypse trilogy. But I love all 3 of those movies in that Apocalypse trilogy.
I mean, I love the dialogue in there. I love just like the story structure of it and everything. I don't know. Sam Neill crushed it. That Jurassic Park looking motherfucker. I mean, he did a great job, like, starring in that role.
No, yeah, see, there's Brittany. I'm gonna fight you. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit, sweetheart.
Well, that little bit's coming up very shortly, so let's speed it up a little bit. Faye, what is your number 2?
My number 2, obviously, because I picked these 2 movies that we're reviewing tonight. So obviously, spoiler, my 2 and 1 are going to be clear as day. But my number 2 is They Live. Absolutely, just fucking enjoyed the shit out of this movie. I mean, I'm not going to go too far in detail because we're going to review it here in a minute. But I mean,
maybe you shouldn't go too much into detail.
I'm not. I'm just going to say that I love everything about it. I mean, Roddy Piper was the shit in this movie, and the fight scene, which I'm going to talk in detail. I have a couple of stories about the fight scene later on. So I love They Live, hands down. What's your number 2? What's your deuce?
My deuce is Halloween.
Halloween's not your number 1, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Little fucking shock and awe situation right now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, everybody. I mean, what the fuck? You don't even have to go into detail about Halloween. It's Halloween. It's great. It's awesome. But I mean, there's one film that I have that I feel kind of like trump that a little bit. You know what I mean? It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. Yeah. So for me, it's Halloween. But I actually like Michael Myers, unlike you, and I don't think he's a bitch because man is the boogeyman. So over to you, good sir.
All right. Well, my number 1 spot is obviously The Thing. I've stated many times throughout the podcast, through random live streams with other people, just talking to friends, that I always get asked, what's your favorite horror movie? Mine's The Thing, hands down. Like, it's not my favorite John Carpenter film. I mean, it is, but I mean, it's simply my favorite horror movie of all time. And again, we'll talk about that later. I'll go into detail because people are like, but why? There's so many other good movies out there, good horror movies out there. I'll explain why. I will. And I think I have a valid argument. I mean, it depends on your taste, obviously, but yeah, The Thing is my number 1. That is my boo boo.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right? Everybody's curious now since you had Halloween number 2. What's your number 1? What trumps Halloween on John Carpenter's filmography here?
For me, I mean, it's not Christine. It's not Body Bags. But it came out in 1986. And it starred Kurt Russell and Kim Cattrall. And that is Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, man. So your ears perked up a little bit when I was shitting on Kim Cattrall.
Oh, man. Dude, I got the special edition fucking Blu-rays and shit over there in my closet, man. That is my movie. I love Big Trouble in Little China. That is my shit.
I mean, when you want like that great over-the-top sci-fi and shit like that, I mean, it is a good fucking movie. It's just Kim Cattrall fucking killed it for me.
I mean, Jack Burton. Jack Burton is the fucking man. You look at that big old sucker in the eye, and that's fucking. Oh man, there's so many fucking quotes for that movie, man. Checks in the mail.
That's how they're gonna remake it, of course.
Yeah,
and
with
the
the Rock or
was
some
attached
shit.
to it. Yeah, the Rock is attached to it.
I hope that fucking thing never gets touched. I hope it just dies on arrival. Fuck that stupid movie.
Yeah, it's been a
Ugh.
minute since I've heard about that remake. Hopefully, it does die. Because I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there won't be any worse acting in it than Kim Control. But
Hey, Kim Control, the blue-eyed girl, she wasn't that bad in that movie, man. I don't know. I think you need to give it a fair shake here. Not trying to judge it as like on his list, of Carpenter films.
True. I mean, I like the movie. I do, and I'll watch it. It's not like I put it away because I hate Kim Control that much. But while I'm watching it, I'm cringing because I'm like, every time Kim Control speaks, I'm like, oh, stop it. Can't do it.
Listen, Faye, when they ask you if you paid your fucking podcast dues, you just look them in the eye and say checks in the mail. You know what I mean?
Nice. All right. Well,
but that is my number one. That's my number one. Oh, there's a little list in the room if you want to pop that sumbitch on.
Yeah, I was watching. Hello, Cujo. Hello. What's Pork Chop Express? I don't know what you mean.
Pork Chop Express? What? Are you kidding me? Fucking Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, well, see, obviously I don't obsess over that movie, so.
Oh my god. You know what? You know what it is, Faye? It's because you just don't have fucking taste, all right? And all your taste has been killed from all the years of alcoholism.
I would say not years, but yeah, years. They're not as bad as they used to be, though.
Yeah. Tomato.
Believe it or not. We got Michael's top 5 here. We got number 1 Thing, 2 Halloween, 3 Escape from New York, 4 They Live, 5 Assault on Precinct 13. Solid list, sir. Solid list. I like that.
Oh, is that Cujo? Oh, hello, Cujo.
Green Cujo, yeah. All right, well, we're getting near the end of this first hour, so let's review They Live. That's the first movie I want to talk about. Let's see. Let me hand it. Right off the bat, They Live is obviously a political movie. And John Carpenter says that it was basically inspired by Reaganomics.
Thuganomics? John Cena?
No, good old Reaganomics, where, as long as the rich get richer, the money will trickle down to the poor.
I got you.
Stupid fucking theory.
Yeah, financial scales and shit. I got you. Yeah.
But yeah, and pretty much the plot. I mean, if you don't know by now, they live. We're not alone. We're living amongst aliens. We just can't see them until you wear these special kind of glasses that Roddy Piper discovers the whole setup and scenario of this alien invasion. Pretty much, you got your consume, obey, and all that shit. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, and I forgot to show this. Boom! Look at that. Obey, consume, Twinkies. I had to put Twinkies under Farmer, of course.
Oh, thanks. I feel like in the middle of this picture is deceased now.
Yeah, obviously I made this before the news that we got this week, but I still enjoy it. But yeah, anyways, I mean, John Carpenter straight up said that this is it definitely inspired Reaganomics. He even straight up said all the aliens are Republicans.
Well, I can agree with that social standing. Yeah, for sure.
He's clearly very democratic, and he straight up said in an interview, because I've been watching a shit ton of interviews this week and stuff like that with him, and he's like, the aliens are representing Republicans. Rich get richer. They want you to consume, buy, obey, all this shit. So then they get richer and the poor get poorer. And that's why poverty levels went so high up in the 80s because of Reaganomics.
Right.
And obviously Carpenter was not a fan of that.
Well, yeah. Good.
Now we got good old Roddy Piper.
All right.
John Carpenter was a wrestling fan, and that's why he was interested in Roddy Piper, because he saw Roddy Piper in Hell Comes to Frogtown. I wanted to bring him in. And then since he knew he was going to have a wrestler, he wanted a big fight scene. which, I mean, okay, with the fight scene, let's see, the fight continues is the banner, and the reason why this says the fight continues is because on the written script, the actual written script, John Carpenter wrote the fight continues on multiple pages, and that was all that was in the script. You'd go to one page and say the fight continues. Flip over the page, the fight continues. Flip over the page, the fight continues. He knew right away that this was going to be a long, epic fight. And that's why he brought on Keith David, because he figured Keith David is a in shape, stout kind of guy, and figured he could handle a big, long fight scene with Roddy Piper like this and sell it well and all that shit. And then that is hands down my favorite fight scene in any movie ever existed. Fuck the Matrix. Fuck your Marvel movies. Fuck Bruce Lee.
Whoa. Fuck Bruce Lee. That's calm. Simmer down there, boy.
The best fight scene is between Roddy Piper and Keith David in The Thing. Because it's one of those fights where, I mean, yeah, it's not like fast-paced karate chopping bullshit. They're slugging it out Street Fighter style. And when you think it's over, it's not. They keep fucking duking it out. Like this fight's like what, 6 or 7 minutes long, something like that. Which
it's a very long. It was beautifully covered, by the way. Like the way they shot that. It was a good fight scene.
Yeah, it was a great fight scene. And when I met Keith David, I actually got to like mingle with him out at TFW out in the smoking area. I had a cigarette with the man, and of course I wanted to ask about the fight scene. I was like, did you guys whip each other's ass like on accident? Like, was there any like accidents while you're doing it? He's like, no, dude, filming the scene. He said it went perfectly. They weren't really like beating the fuck out of each other. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. But Entertainment Tonight, that show that would cover all pop culture shit, they visited the set while they were doing that, and they were trying to do an example for Entertainment Tonight by showing the kind of jabs and stuff that they were throwing. And Keith David accidentally punched Roddy Piper right in the nose. And Keith David was like terrified because he knows that Roddy Piper is a tough, badass son of a bitch. He's like, oh man, I'm so sorry. But of course, Roddy Piper was cool about it. He's taken many shots to the nose before. He didn't give a fuck. But yeah, that's the only time they accidentally hurt each other during that fight scene. And I told Keith that it was like one of my favorite lines ever in a movie is "You dirty motherfucker," and that was improvised. When Roddy Piper tries to hit him in the nuts and he grabs him by the arm and says, "You dirty motherfucker," and they start duking it. that was all improvised, and I love that. Now, how I discovered even this movie is thanks to the fight, but not because of the fight scene itself, but because of this little show right here, South Park. You got the infamous cripple fight. I'm sure if you're a South Park fan, you very well know this fight scene.
Kind of looks like it.
Oh, I'm the big-headed motherfucker, huh? I'm Timmer. But yeah.
Remember that fucking fuck Timmy? Remember him?
No, yeah, that fuck no. This Timmy's better. But yeah, the big cripple fight between Timmy and Jimmy. I was watching that episode, and I remember seeing They Live Before, but not really like fully into it to where I could fall in love with it like I did. But I was watching that fight scene in South Park, and I was like, this looks fucking familiar. And then I watched an interview with Trey Parker and Matt Stone on Comedy Central, and they said that they straight up ripped off scenes from They Live, that big fight scene. And there's a video on YouTube. Like I thought about showing on here, but you know, the whole issue of copyright and stuff like that. But there's a side-by-side comparison of They Live fight scene and the South Park cripple fight scene, and they're identical, same dialogue and shit like that. And then so in that interview, when he said John Carpenter's They Live, I was like, oh, John Carpenter, he did that Halloween movie, right? I still hadn't even seen Halloween when I seen this.
Damn.
Yeah. So really, seriously,
party, huh?
I was to the John Carpenter party. So really, going through all the lines and stuff like that, I owe the South Park cripple fight a thank you for my love for John Carpenter, because it led me to They Live. I watched that. I was like, oh, that is just the cripple fight. And then I've always heard John Carpenter's name. So then I started backtracking and watched Halloween and all of his. And then I instantly became a fan thanks to the cripple fight.
You heard it here first, folks.
So yeah, thank you, Jimmy and Timmy.
Timmy.
Michael Long says, I don't know, the fight between Jimmy and Timmy in South Park was a better fight. Just because it's a little more retarded for your taste there, Michael Long.
Seems fitting, yeah. Oh, what's that? We're getting a news report. There's a special guest in the midst. What?
Yes, she will be coming up soon. But guess what, Farmer? Talks to the crowd.
Oh, is it? You sure you don't want to switch the banner?
I'm about 30-minute intervals. No, I think my special little banner here, Obey, lets people know that I'm peeing right now.
Fair enough. I was hoping for the pissing one, but all right, even
and then
better.
When I come back, we'll hopefully bring Brittany in. So, Brittany, if you're watching, jump in and I'll bring you in.
Yeah, we'll crush it. Yeah. So how's it going, guys? How's everybody doing? Clearly, there's just the two of us these days. You know, it's been a long and winding road. The Fog is a great movie. I'm surprised neither of us had that shit in our list at all, because that's a great one. Listen, Jack. All right, you know Faye. You know he's used to have a colostomy bag. He used to, have an IV and piss into it through his leg and everything, but he decided to get rid of it, and that's when he upgraded to the jug. And then he decided to be a big boy and forget the jug and go to the actual toilet these days. He has been known to piss in the shower instead of going to the toilet because it's just easier for him to, make sure he gets it. So it's always a good time. Tilly, we are building castles in the sky. I mean, it could be just the two of us. Maybe we'll add on another member. Maybe I'll just fucking leave them because that's a conversation too. Maybe I'll just go off and start my own thing. Fucking Sunday night at the movies. But yeah, it's been a crazy time, my man. Crazy time.
I just heard the Sunday night at the movies. Oh, Jesus.
And he's back. Great.
Right. Which before I bring in a guest, I do want to straight apologize. My plan was to not even drink a drop of alcohol before this started, but damn it, it's Friday night and I need a beer and I go back to work Monday. So I started drinking a little earlier than I planned on. So I apologize, people. Thanks for bearing with us. But with that being said, let me welcome in our very special guest. She is a quote, slut for Halloween, slut for Michael Myers. As you can hear on her YouTube channel, Churlicious Chatter. Please welcome Brittany to the show.
Love that intro, thanks.
You like that?
You're quoting me, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, I watch your shit, and yeah, you can often say that you're a slut for horror, you're a slut for Michael, you're a slut for Halloween, you're a slut for candles. You're a slutty person there, Brittany.
I'll drink to that. Yeah.
So how's it going? Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for joining here.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It's an honor, really.
Oh, well, thank you. It's not that big of an honor, but we appreciate you overhyping us like that.
I mean, it would have been 6 months ago, but hey, here you are.
But no, thank you. And thank you for such short notice because people don't know. I just hit her up yesterday. I was like, hey, would you want to be on? Because she's also always touting her love for Halloween. I was like, well, we're doing John Carpenter. I'm going to see if she wants to join in. She responded, and here we are. So,
Here we are.
Yeah, because she hates Michael Myers just like you do, right?
We gonna fight?
I don't know. I think we need to hear this. Faye, you should tell her again why you hate Michael Myers.
I'm listening.
Okay, fine. We'll jump right into the fucking Michael Myers conversation. Like I said, the movie is fantastic. Well directed, well made. But Michael Myers himself, like I said, he's a bitch in a janitor jumpsuit and a fucking William Shatner mask, and he gets punked out by Jamie Lee Curtis way too many times with a fucking crochet needle and a wire hanger. He's not very scary. Especially on the first one. Yeah, he gets weird later on with fucking superpowers and stuff like that. But he's not an intimidating dude. He does not scare me at all when it comes to those iconic, and obviously he is a huge icon in the horror world. So yeah, that's my opinion on Michael, since Farmer wanted me to jump right into that and piss you off right the second you come into the show.
Yeah.
All right, so
Tell me.
Well, first off, Halloween was one of the very first horror films I saw at a young age. And, you sit back and you look at all the original horror icons. You got Jason, you got Freddy, you got Michael. Jason's basically a zombie. So I would call all the Friday the 13th movies zombie movies. You want a zombie movie? Jason should be with, The Walking Dead. Freddy, yeah, he's creepy, all burned, child molester, big ass glove. Yes.
That's my boo. Freddy is my boo. I'm a slut for Freddy. How about that?
It's his simplicity is what gets me. Simple guy. Either, he's possessed by the devil, or he just, at a young age, just lost his shit and said, fuck the world, like that. So just the simplicity, throw on a jumpsuit, grabbed a mask, and it's just hunting people down.
It somehow knew how to drive.
Yes.
He must have had lessons.
In the fucking loony bin, yeah.
Help it. Yeah, it's just that simplicity, I think, is just what gets me, because, you have Jason, kill him 1,000 times, jumps right back up. Freddy is basically
you gotta sleep sometime.
You can't kill a fucking nightmare.
And he has
Michael,
a personality.
He comes back. And
well, they all come back. Look at all the sequels for all these franchises.
Yeah. They're making money. I'm not. So what do I know? But
now, do you like all the movies in the franchise?
1 and 2, loved them. 3 should not have been considered
well, right. It's its own standalone fucking movie for sure.
They should have named it, just The Season of the Witch and left it at that, but they shouldn't have tied it into the Halloween franchise. 4 got interesting. 5 and 6, they were slacking. 7, the H2O, I think they wanted to bring back Jamie Lee for an encore.
I just gave her a big bag of money and said, let's do this. Because it's the 20th anniversary, yeah.
And now, here we are 40 years later.
What about Resurrection? No love for Resurrection?
I don't even know what that was. As a Halloween fan, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, how do you feel about Rob Zombie's take?
His first one, I actually liked it a lot.
I did too.
In general, I love Rob Zombie's films. They're great. His rendition of Halloween, I thought was pretty good. For the most part, he kept to the original script, but threw in his own, Rob Zombie-ness to it. And I like having the backstory of Michael.
A lot of people complain about having a backstory. People like the whole mystery thing. I'm like, no, I loved knowing why he became who he became.
Exactly. So I like that. When you got into the second one, I liked part of it was showing how Laurie's character kind of reacted after the fact and how she went on a different track. But some bits and pieces, like the white horse thing and his mom kept popping back in, I'm just like, why?
That was very Jason-esque. Like, mommy is telling me to do this.
Exactly. I'm like,
I hated Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I mean, and the whole mutilated mask part, like he pretty much even deleted the mask in the second one.
Yeah.
Like it was just barely hanging off his face. And the best thing with the horror in general is people like the looks of certain characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you sit there and literally turn Michael Myers into this gigantic hobo with a giant beard and long hair and barely any existing fucking mask, that kind of killed it a lot for people too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was good because it showed kind of like, oh, this is what he's been doing, but at the same time, he lost the whole Michael look.
Right. You got to have that look.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Farmer, do you agree? Like, horror characters, if they have a certain look, they got to keep that look. If you try to get rid of that look, then you're going to lose an audience there.
Well, yeah, because you're trying to sell them on like the basis of this is what it is. So the moment you take that away, then you lose the essence of why you were drawn to it in the first place.
I think he made it more into like his original films, like, you know, House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects, like just how Michael looked in that aspect from Halloween 2. I got a lot of those kind of vibes.
We talking about Rob Zombie? That Halloween 2?
Yeah, I asked her
fucking
opinion on
dumpster
Rob.
fire of a movie. Yeah.
Now, while you're gone, she does like the first Rob Zombie Halloween, which I do too. I think it gets shit on too much. I think it was really good.
This thing's all fucked. Yeah, there we go. Listen, you two are both fucking stupid, okay? That movie's fucking awful. Fuck that stupid movie. Tell me why you liked it. I would like to know why the both of you like that movie.
It's a good movie.
We just explained it.
Well, I was busy handling some business. All right?
I'll explain my side. Like
that was earlier.
I'll explain my side. Like, because a lot of people like the whole mystery of Michael Myers, and Rob Zombie, you get the whole background, the whole story of, like, after he murders family, you get his interaction with Dr. Loomis and all that stuff. I loved that. I loved the details of why Michael Myers became the guy that he became.
I mean, maybe it makes more sense for like the Midwest loving it because it's really like aimed for fucking white trash families that have stripper moms and that talk a lot of shit to kids and try to grab their stepdaughter's ass. I mean, yeah, sure, I guess, but I feel like that shit was just a fucking cop out for like a raunchy, gritty version of what Halloween was supposed to be. I like that it was taking place in like this fucking prissy Pleasantville fucking neighborhood and all this destruction of man. But I mean, I don't know. It seems. I fucking hate all Rob Zombie movies except for The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses. Other than that, every other movie, fucking dumpster fire. H2, dumpster fire. Lords of Salem, dumpster fire. 31 never should have fucking happened. Fuck Rob Zombie.
What about 3 from Hell?
3 from Hell, I watched 13 seconds of it and turned it off because it looked like an overpriced fucking indie.
Yeah, 3 from Hell was a lot better than I expected it to be. I expected it to be a dumpster fire, and it wasn't. But it also had a feel of like 2 movies in one. Like, you had the whole escape, and then all of a sudden they're in Mexico, and then when they go to Mexico, it's a whole nother movie. I didn't really care for that. Like, it fucked up the flow of the movie.
Well, I mean, and also the other thing is I feel like the way that it was written also, because you don't have any characters in these Halloween movies that you're supposed to care for. Like, they all just seem like fucking shitty teenagers that just talk a bunch of shit, but like, there's no one to care for. So ultimately, you just want Michael Myers to fucking Tyler Mane just to kill them. Just to fucking get rid of them, because it's fucking terrible.
Well, see,
you had no one to care for in that movie. To me, it just felt like bullshit for an hour and a half.
It took Rob Zombie for me to make me think that Michael Myers is a piece of shit. And it's because he kills Danny Trejo's character, who was nothing but great to him his whole entire upbringing in that fucking loony bin.
I was good to you, Mikey.
Yeah, that breaks my heart. That fucking breaks my heart. Like, kills Danny Trejo, yeah. And that line right there, when he says, I was good to you, Mikey, I was like, he was. God damn it, he fucking was. And then he still kills him. Like, okay, Michael Myers is a piece of shit.
Listen, I apologize because there's a girl in this fucking room right now, but the only fucking good scene about the awful Rob Zombie Halloween movies were when Danielle Harris's tits were showing. Other than that, the entire fucking movie was a dumpster fire.
While she's trying to run out of the house, yeah. We all wanted to see Danielle.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I gave a shit about. Like, that was a good moment. Like, that was cool.
And yeah,
Totally.
and Danny Harris, that was easily her best performance in anything she's done. People consider her a scream queen. I think that was her best performance. Like even that yelling, like, why and stuff like that. It was
Well,
so
she was
blood
great in
curdling.
Hatchet. Let's not go that far. She was great in Hatchet.
Hatchet 2. She wasn't in Hatchet 1.
Yeah, Hatchet too.
Hatchet 2. But she was okay in that.
Hatchet 3.
Hatchet 3 I liked because you guys are Canafis. But that's a whole nother set there of the Hatchet films. But
And
Danny
she's also
Harris,
not a very good actress either. She just fucking banks off being that. What was that fucking show that she did with Tim Curry, the cartoon show?
I don't remember. I just remember her being on Roseanne.
Wild Thornberries. Yeah, that fucking that show.
She was on Wild Thornberries. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she was the little girl, Liza. I
Debbie.
think that's yeah.
No, I just remember in Roseanne being that fucking bitch of a friend to Darlene. Bad influence friend, you know? And she still had that wacky eyebrow.
Jack in the chat is correct. If you root for bad guys, you root against the victims, which is correct. Because in those movies, it should have went the other way. But also, I think that's why the movie is more so in a negative light than a positive. And H2, what the fuck? The horse? What the fuck?
Yeah, Madeline, fuck that pretty white horse. I mean, like I said earlier, it should have entered Jason territory. Mommy told me so. And then that white horse is just a random add-in to make it more of an ambiance, I guess. But whatever. But yeah, the Halloween 2, that one does not need to exist.
I mean, Rob Zombie had an opportunity with those movies, and I feel like he just fucking crashed and burned. And then H2, I felt like was more of his style on it. But I think his style on it was even more so of taking a shit on that movie.
Oh, I mean,
that's just my opinion. My opinion.
Well, it seems like the most opinions I hear in the horror community is they shit all over Halloween. Rob Zombie's Halloween, but I like it. I think it's slightly below the original, but I think it's up par with it. Like I said, Rob Zombie made me even interested in Michael Myers.
Always.
So, well, there's that fucking hot fucking Halloween debate. Now, Brittany, outside of Halloween, what do you like from John Carpenter?
Can you say it again? You're breaking up.
Robot Dick.
I said, outside of Halloween, what do you like from John Carpenter?
I also like the what was it? The Kristy movie. I think that's the one I last. Oh my gosh, it's been a while since I saw that one too. But mostly outside Halloween, for many reasons why I like it. I also love all of John Carpenter's compositions, his music and stuff.
Right. What you gonna talk about? Which Christine, John Carpenter, the only reason why he took that job is because nobody else was offering him a job. Because the thing was a big financial failure. Nobody wanted to hire him. So the only movie that wanted to hire him was Christine, and he took it and he crushed it. I love Christine. Like I said, it's my honorable mention. It's my number 6. Oh, and there goes Brittany.
And she left because she fucking hates you, which seems to be a running theme. Great.
No, that's the thing when you're on your phone and you do this shit, it cuts you out. It's always good to have a computer or laptop.
Jack, if you talk about Escape from New York one more fucking time, I swear to Christ.
Madeline. Shut up, Madeline. Go eat your vegetables. Like, was that robot dick to anybody else?
No, just her. Just her you brought on your mega robot dick. And Krista is all for robot dick, apparently.
You back?
Sorry.
Back in black.
For some reason, the audio is cutting in and out. I'm like, fuck, let me start this.
Well, I was explaining earlier, when people join in on their phones and stuff like that, it works for a while, but then it starts cutting out for some reason. So,
Damn.
Microphones are not.
Yeah, Faye has a history of robot dick on this show. So
You are the one with the history with the robot dick, motherfucker. You finally got an Ethernet cable after I've been begging you since like what, episode 5? Now it's episode 60, and you fucking finally got one.
it's actually 61, but yeah, I got one. Yeah.
Well, it took you till episode 60 to actually get one.
All right, so back on with Brittany OH over there. What other Carpenter movies do you like?
I think Christine was the only one.
Yeah, Christine was the other one. I've seen. It's been a while since I saw The Thing. I think the last, most recent one besides Halloween was Christine.
Well, you're missing out there, sweetheart.
Have you ever seen Escape from New York?
I've been slacking. I know.
Have you seen Escape from New York? Jack Hare will not fucking leave alone.
Have you ever even heard of Escape from New York?
I have.
Have you heard of Escape from LA?
Yes, I have.
Have you heard of Escape from New Mexico?
No, because nobody's heard of it.
That's going to be the spin-off for the Breaking Bad next movie. It's going to be Escape from New Mexico.
And then Kurt Russell appears, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus. But let's talk a little bit about
Christine's good. When I met Carpenter, I had him sign my Christine vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What made you pick that of anything that you could have from him to sign?
Honestly, the breakdown was I got a phone call from Jamie. She was like, "I'm going to meet John Carpenter in an hour. Do you want to go?" And I was like, "I'm in downtown Hollywood and I had nothing, so I had to go buy something." So I went to Amoeba Music and I bought a vinyl. And I bought the Christine vinyl. I had him sign it, and then it all worked out.
Nice.
Yeah, I met Carpenter like 4 times. I want to say 4 times. Yeah, he's awesome. He's a good shit.
I mean, let's talk about his music a little bit. Like, is there like any other directors out there that will also score their own movies and actually be memorable, like John Carpenter's music? Like, obviously, his biggest one is the Halloween theme, which was inspired by Suspiria and The Exorcist. Fun fact for you. And I don't really give a fuck about Suspiria, so I was just surprised by that. But I don't know, why do you like his music composition there, Brittany? Maybe not. Goddamn phones.
Brittany, can you hear me? Great.
Nope.
Awesome. Brittany, that's very insightful. I agree with you.
So fuck John Carpenter's music, I'm out. What about you, Farmer? I mean, do you like John Carpenter's scores overall?
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of his scores is simplistic, obviously. But I went to his concert at I went to the what was it? It was down at the Hollywood Palladium.
Yeah, he went on a big tour there for a while.
Yeah. I think it was like the opening night. It was actually on Halloween. His show. It was me and Jamie went. Me, Jamie, our buddy Mike, and her husband. We all went together. Yeah, that was awesome. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I paid for the VIP shit on that, and I met him again. That was another time I met him. But yeah, no, it's really cool. Like I didn't think I was gonna give two shits about his stuff. And at the time at that show, I guess I didn't really know too much about his all the music he's done.
Right.
And then afterwards, then I appreciated everything. And then I was like, his shit is really good. I was surprised.
So that was kind of an introduction to make you realize that Carpenter did all these fucking scores and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, what about you? Like, did you always know that he did a lot of his own scoring, or did you find that out later on?
Well, I always knew that he did the Halloween score, and then as I became a bigger fan of his other movies, then I also learned that he did those scores too. And how I looked it up is because they all have kind of like that similar tone. Like John Carpenter has his own style, and you learn that as you listen. And then I learned, I was like, okay, that makes sense. So now if I hear something, I could probably almost go be like, oh, that was John Carpenter right there. Sure. If there's heavy synthesizer, you're gonna get some John Carpenter for sure. Good ominous tone that goes with the theme of the movie. I mean,
Oh, Brittany just said her stuff keeps crapping out on her.
That's all right, Brittany.
Reset the Wi-Fi, Britt.
Really, Cricket? Yeah. It's all right. Yeah, I mean, you can try again. If not, thank you for being on the show, Brittany. we got
try again. I have more Rob Zombie shit to talk to.
But yeah, so we argued our Michael Myers point. John Carpenter can act. I do agree with you on that one, Madeline. We don't agree on a lot of shit, but John Carpenter can act. I mean, he was a great little MC throughout Body Bags, you know.
Body Bags is great. Shout out to my main man, David Naughton, showing up in the gas station over in Body Bags. My man.
Oh, shit, that was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was him. Him, the fucking members only jacket. Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. And that was
he was making
time
it
we
all
were
right.
going to interview him. Yeah.
I don't know, Brittany, are you gonna try again, or is that the end of the road here? Is it over like a Rob Zombie sequel or what? What's up?
We get a two-parter. No, that's all good. Thank you, Brittany, if you can't make it. But oh yeah, Drunk Wes Craven and Body Bags, that was good too. I mean, that's what's great about Body Bags. Is
who's Wes Craven?
Your boo.
Oh, dude, I would fucking... Oh, I love Wes Craven. That is my shit. I'm looking around this room, looking at how much Wes Craven crap I have. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. She's
a
back.
survivor. Here we go.
Okay, well, you can argue there was
Rob
Zombie.
I have Cricket Wireless? Nah, bitch. I'm using my Wi-Fi. Plus, I got AT&T.
Oh, I'm sorry, Boost Mobile. Where you at? Did Faye just die again? That's fine. Who cares? Anyway, show's better off. So, Brittany, how's it going?
Baby bitch, shut up.
Great.
Fantastic. How are you handling Coronaville? How's that happening?
So this is the second time I'm put on unemployment.
Nice. I'll drink to that.
Yeah, right. They first let us all go. I work at a big tourist attraction. So then they decided to bring us all back about a month ago. But my business, I work at the escape rooms. They're working on trying to get like a certain way to open up to make it safe again, to sanitize everything.
Right.
But I guess with funding and what's going on, and they're trying to build a couple of other businesses in that complex, they're like, yeah, we're going to have to let you go. So I'm like, well,
you beat the escape room, so.
Give me my 600.
I mean that sucks, but I'm sure in a little bit it'll all turn around all over again for you. It'll be fine.
Yeah, just taking it a day at a time. That's all you can.
I think I've been laid off for like 3 months, and I don't even like know what day it is half the time. Like now I don't wake up till like 11:30 in the afternoon, and I'm just like, oh, this is the day. You know, this is life now. Yeah.
Right. What year is it?
Yeah, legit. I'm like, how many more weeks do I have in unemployment?
Oh man.
So it's pretty good though. If you have a lot of shit to do and like just stay occupied, it's not that bad.
I did all that though. I feel like when I first was let go, I did cleaning to top, bottom, things are spotless. Then I just sit back. I'm like, all right, well now I got to be creative. What the hell am I gonna do?
Right. So I just keep building shit.
So I'm hoping now I can just get more creative with different like video ideas for my YouTube and get proper lighting and stuff instead of
right
around the house. Okay, where has the best lighting? Just get like an actual ring light and
get the ring light. Yeah, I mean, find one off Wish for like $3. It might blow up in your face, but it's a cheap one.
Right.
I think I've seen one on Amazon for like $20-$30. I'm like, I can do that.
Brady, they want to know what your wine glass is. What's the like?
It's a skeleton hand.
I just thought it was a face hugger. Nice.
I had to switch from beer to wine because my body just can't take beer anymore.
Had enough. Yeah.
My
it
body's
gets too
never had
bubbly, and
enough.
then I just feel like, bleh. So I'm like,
Feel
oh,
bloated, yeah.
Yeah.
Where the White Claws at? You know what I mean?
White Claws. Jesus. All right. Well, what was the next pointed topic here? Let's see. Well, we pretty much covered everything with. I wanted to ask Brittany. Let's talk a little The Thing, shall we? Because I have plenty to talk about with The Thing. Farmer's number 5 movie in his John Carpenter list. Like I said, I'm not mad at you that it was number 5 because it was still in your top 5.
It was still there, just it's not my jam. I don't even think Big Trouble in Little China was even on your fucking list.
No, I wasn't at all. Because of Kim Cattrall. She's a dumb hoe.
Listen, you leave her alone. She was great in Sex in the City, all right?
So The Thing. All right.
Hold on. Brittany, have you seen The Thing?
A long time ago, I did. Yeah.
All right. That counts. Great. Keep it rolling, Faye.
Well, the thing is pretty much.
I can't hear Andrew.
Oh, you can't hear me? See, we've had this problem with Diane Franklin.
Faye, you have a question in the chat.
If Kim wasn't in the movie, would you still watch it? Well, I still watch it now. But it would be a lot better movie without Kim Cattrall.
I disagree. And apparently she disagreed as well because she decided to fucking leave. Right?
Well, she couldn't hear me at all. Like I said, it was another Diane
And you know, it's probably
Franklin
better off when you talk about Big Trouble in Little China, because if you don't appreciate the Pork Chop Express, you clearly don't appreciate the finer things in life.
Nah, it's okay. Brittany, if you're watching, thank you very much, sweetheart. It was nice chatting with you. I'm sorry that Michael Myers is a bitch, but I'm glad that
Shots
you like
fired.
Rob Zombie's Halloween. So she offended both of us. How about that, Farmer? She likes Rob Zombie's Halloween, but she thinks Michael Myers is cool. He's not hearing Faye, never a problem. Okay, Jack.
You know, that is true. But, you know, Jack, he used to be the voice that gets you moist, but that changed over time.
Still the voice that gets the moist.
Only a select few. You know who you are.
Ask one of the Michaels. I'm pretty sure I get them moist every time I talk. But anyways, The Thing. We're on this Antarctica fucking camp.
Yep, keep going.
This dog comes in
Rough.
from the Norwegian base, getting chased down. Turns out that he is an alien creature that passes on, and the whole movie is pretty much who's who. I mean, thinking about it, The Thing really doesn't have like that big of a detailed plot. It's simply just alien invaded. Who's who amongst the group? Who can you trust? And you have the most amazing visual effects.
But they could have prevented it, though. In the beginning, they could have prevented it.
Well, did you know, like, when he's yelling, the Norwegian dude, that when he's yelling in the foreign language, if you translate it, he's saying that dog's not a dog. It's an alien, but nobody spoke Norwegian.
Right.
So right
Could
then
really
and
use that. Hey, hold on. Let me grab my Google Translate real quick. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they didn't have that ability then. That's why the newly announced Thing remake from our favorite fucking studio, Blumhouse.
Hold on. In classic moves.
Just very recently announced a remake to The Thing. Which I've been very vocal. I don't mind a remake. I give them a shot. But when you're fucking with my favorite horror movie of all time, go fuck yourself. You know? Like, that's just personal taste. I mean, do you want a Thing remake, since obviously that wasn't your favorite John Carpenter movie? But
Well, no. I mean, I would prefer they didn't remake it again for a third time. You know what I mean? For a second time, rather. But I mean, prequel was cool, but that was enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, So I fucking hate the remakes, man. I fucking hate the remakes because they don't really do them well, and it's always just a fucking cash cow, and it's bullshit. And it's just to make a quick buck because you're just going to capitalize off the title. I mean, blah.
Right.
Junk.
Right.
Black Christmas. Junk.
Right. Right. Which the thing was
You both leave Huskies alone. Huskies' lives matters, okay?
They shed like a motherfucker too.
And yes, Madeline, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Fuck Blumhouse. Fuck Jason Blum. I regret ever sitting in the same 3 feet as you. Fuck you, Jason Blum, you soccer mom.
You've been saying fuck Blumhouse since fucking episode 1. You've never
It's true.
shown him the slightest appreciation to
I have
Blumhouse.
no appreciation for Blumhouse. None whatsoever.
Can you think of one movie that Blumhouse did where you kind of like were like, okay, that was a good shot there?
I feel like I'd have to look at a list on Google real quick.
Right.
Good. Keep talking. I'll find one. I'll see.
Now they're remaking. But yeah, the thing when it came out, it was a huge financial failure. It was a big old flop. Nothing but negative fucking mass reviews. Instant junk was like a famous quote. They blame a lot of that for E.T. because that was at the same summer as E.T. was released. And people felt like aliens should be viewed as family friendly and they should come down and love us instead of come down and try to kill us type of thing. So since E.T. was still going strong, one of the most successful movies of all time, the thing pretty much got ignored. But it found its ground. It found its following literally 10, 20, 30 years later. And it's still going strong. It's still a very beloved movie. It had a $15 million budget. $1.5 million of it went to the practical effects for Robotine, which just because this movie alone makes Robotine my favorite special effects artist of all time. And I love special effects artists.
Okay. There's one movie that I like that Blumhouse is associated with, but they're like 4th on the list of companies that were involved in it. So I guess it's not really a Blumhouse movie, but it's one they were involved with. And that movie is Sinister.
Okay. I guess they were
Ethan Hawke, that one, not the sequel with a Shannon Sossaman, whatever her fucking name is. But no, the first one with Ethan Hawke, I thought Sinister was very done. It was very well done, but it was not a Blumhouse film. They were just like the 4th producer on the movie. So really, it's not even their shit. So I still stand by my statement. Fuck you, Blumhouse. Jack, Happy Death Day was fun. Maybe you should go fucking visit that Death Day then.
They gave Madeline, they gave the poster artist a night to put that art together, and it's an iconic fucking poster. The Thing poster.
What poster?
The Thing poster.
I haven't even seen it.
Dude, with the white face and the coat, and you got the light shining and stuff like that.
The new one, I haven't seen it.
Well, I don't have that. I don't have that poster show, but I do have this show. The Thing. It's an altered version. It's what I call the Brian Farmer version of The Thing. As you can tell, they're very identical.
Yeah, well, breaking hearts and working marks. That's what I do.
You really can't tell the difference between the creatures at all. That's why I found it fitting to make that because, will people even see the difference? I don't know. Do you guys see the difference? I don't know.
I mean, the resemblance is beautiful. You know what I mean? That's me in all of my glory. That's me when I'm wet.
I mean, that had a lot of chins, but I think you have 1 or 2 more extra ones there, buddy.
I'm gonna say there's more there than I actually have, but thank you.
Now, The Thing has nicer teeth, obviously.
Yes, obviously. Yeah. It's better looking, yeah.
No, I had to do that to you, buddy.
It's all right. I get it. The last one's standing here with you, and that's how you play me. All right.
By dogging you with The Thing, yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, I got my Sunday night show happening. Don't you worry.
Sunday afternoon at the church.
Yeah.
There you go. You can review nothing but fucking holy Christian movies and shit.
Yeah, you know me. I'm very I'm one with the gospel. You know what I mean? I'm a, born again Christian.
Anyway, the thing, like, a magazine even said that this is the most hated film of all time when it came out. It's a magazine that was called Cinefantastique. Obviously, it doesn't exist anymore, so fuck its opinion.
Fantastique. Yeah. Also, thank you, Madeline. I'm gonna go check that out. Okay, I got you.
The show's going the way of a SpaceX life solo act. Nice. Thanks, Jack. Jack, I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your activity with the show. But damn it, I'm Faye. I am loved.
Yeah, you are Prince, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
The Outsiders of Horror.
Yeah, did you ever play the Thing video game that came out in 2002 for PS2, Xbox?
No, I think I stopped playing video games around that time.
I never got to play it either, and I'm hoping they'll release it as like one of those like random like $5 downloads or something like that through Xbox Live. Because I want to play it because it's based on U.S. soldiers investigate the aftermath of the movie. So they find the bodies of McCready and Childs, and they give you more of a conclusion to what actually happened. Because John Carpenter himself, a lot of people are mad at him because they never revealed who the Thing was at the end. But he's saying it was either Childs or McCready. It was one of those two were the Thing. But he's never going to say who it was at the end of the movie.
That's what she said, Madeline. Yeah, no, I've never played the game. I honestly didn't even know that they made a game until you just told me that there was a game for the Thing. So I'm probably gonna have to YouTube it so I can at least check it out and see what it's like. But no, I've never actually played it.
But now, with what I just said, who do you think? As John Carpenter said, one of those two at the very end when they're sitting there and then the credits roll. Who do you think is the Thing between those two, Childs and McCready? Kurt Russell or Keith David?
I'm gonna say it's Keith David.
You think so?
Yeah, I would think so. Leaving like the hero versus like good versus evil. I'm gonna say it's the hero. Yep.
Well, there's the whole theory because during that scene you can never see Keith David's breath, and so they're thinking like, well, then maybe he's the Thing. He's the fucking alien.
Yeah, that's I would go with that. I didn't even know that, but automatically I'm just saying the way if it was an actual like fucking story that was supposed to build further than that, I would say that it would make the most sense that Keith David would be that, and then it's Kurt Russell obstacle to get beyond that for the story. So I would say that because he's our hero. So,
but John Carpenter's dark guy, obviously, like I talked about earlier, the Apocalypse trilogy. He likes dark endings. Maybe.
Yeah, but I don't buy it personally. I don't buy it.
You don't buy it. Well, we'll never know because John Carpenter literally said he's taking it at the grave. He'll never reveal who was the Thing at the end of the movie. I'm like, well, thanks, Dick. You can at least say
if I ever meet him again, which will probably be in October next year, I'll ask him.
Which John Carpenter, he's a fun interview to watch because he is a very straight-laced, no bullshit, tells it how it is. He doesn't try to play it to like the interviewer and stuff like that. Like earlier with the They Live fight scene, he was asked, like, was there ever any talks of shortening that scene due to time? His immediate answer was, fuck no. Like, he didn't fucking play to the censorship or anything like that. He's always just speaks his mind, speaks forward. He'll admit when he failed. He'll admit when he did a good job. He admits that Escape from LA was not what he expected at all.
There was one interview of John Carpenter that I actually thoroughly enjoyed. It was a Horror Cafe, and it was probably in the 90s. It was Carpenter, Roger Corman, and Clive Barker there, and there was like two other people, but they were sitting around a fucking dinner table, and they're fucking eating and discussing like films and like their personal like accolades and shit for like an hour and a half. But like that was very insightful for like John Carpenter's kind of like process.
Nice. Fucking, I had something to say. I'm brain farting. Drank too early. But yeah,
I've had 7 beers, just so everybody knows.
you're ahead of me. That's how much it only takes me to fucking get all scrambled brained. But John Carpenter does admit that The Thing was his most difficult film to make, but it's also the one he's most proud of. Because it's exactly what he wanted that translated on the screen. Obviously, there was the disappointment of the big failure when it was released, and he almost damn near lost his entire career because of this movie, including the actors and shit like that. They weren't offered roles after this movie because of how big of a failure The Thing was. Obviously, Kurt Russell found his grounding. Wilford Brimley or whatever, obviously found his grounding with Quaker Oats.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. Yeah.
Diabetes. It's definitely what I'm going to have after tonight.
But no, there was a fun story though on an interview that I saw with the cast. They were staying in a town that was about an hour and a half from where they were filming up in Antarctica. And Keith David said that him and the other black dude and the one other black dude was like the only black people this town has ever even seen in their lives.
What got to be black for?
Well, and they went to this bar, and the way Keith David described it, with nothing but long bearded, red plaid wearing. I'm wearing blue plaid, so I'm not associated. But red plaid wearing type of like country folk that you do. When he described it, I was like, man, that sounds like home. Like those are the kind of bars that I'm used to. But that was completely out of the ordinary for this whole entire cast. So I don't know what kind of fancy pants fucking bars that you guys go to in your fancy Hollywood days, but
we have wine bars, you know.
Classy pinky up sons of bitches.
Legit, yeah. It's all craft beers, you know. You can't find any Shiner there or any Coors Silver Bullets, as you fucking Hicks call it. You know?
But after a drunken night, they took buses back to the camp where they were filming, and the bus actually almost skid off the cliff. Like everybody almost died from filming this fucking movie. And Kurt Russell went into action and pretty much portrayed the way he fucking portrays in films, to where he took action. He's like, okay, everybody at the front of the bus, one at a time, crawl in your hands, and we're going to bounce this bus out while the bus is dangling off the fucking edge. And everybody crawled their hands and feet to the front of the bus and eventually bounced out the bus, and they got to move forward and finish filming. Oh, I see we have a special guest.
Who's that from Studio 7? Who's coming in now?
Fucking vegetable eater herself.
Yeah, someone who eats like an adult.
You don't say.
Yeah. And the whole thing about the breath, that you couldn't see Keith David's breath, you could see who was it? Bennings?
Right.
Remember when he runs into the snow and his hand isn't done changing?
That's why I think that theory is stupid. Right. That's why I think that theory is stupid, but that's a theory that people are fucking lashing onto for some reason.
It could just be a case of he didn't really know who to put it on, so he just I won't tell. It's an easy way to do it.
I mean, you're not much of a mainstream type person, but how's your feeling with The Thing or John Carpenter overall there, Madeline?
I love John Carpenter.
Do you?
I mean, I'm a big Lovecraft fan, and he did 2 of the best Lovecraft movies we have, In the Mouth of Madness and The Thing.
Yeah, he does have a huge love for H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, if a lot of people come to me and go, hey, I just started getting into Lovecraft, what should I check out for his movies? And I always recommend to people start off with In the Mouth of Madness.
Such a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not directly a Lovecraft film, but it's going to give you that type of atmosphere that you would want from a film like that.
Right.
Well, The Thing is inspired by it wasn't a Lovecraft type of inspiration too. Like all 3 of his movies in that Apocalypse trilogy that I was talking about earlier were all H.P. Lovecraft influenced for John Carpenter. The Thing.
Can you pull up Jack's question?
Oh, In the Mouth of course I have In the Mouth of Madness. I have I actually have the steelbooks on their way to me from In the Mouth of Madness Escape from New York and Escape from LA. So yeah.
There you go, Jack. She's
Yeah,
seen
Jack.
the movie.
I've seen it, and of course I have the Blu-ray of Big Trouble in Little China, because if you own Big Trouble in Little China, it's one of those movies you should have the Blu-ray of, like The Thing and like In the Mouth of Madness. Every John Carpenter film, you should own the high def of it.
Right. Which
Like
that's where
cool guy, wherever you are.
which Scream Factory, they've been crushing it with the John Carpenter films. They've been releasing all those steel books. Like, I absolutely love my little 3-disc set from Scream Factory of The Thing. Like, I was just watching all the interviews and stuff earlier before this started, and they do a great job with interviews and insights. And then you get the fucking 4K transfers and all that shit. So if you're a John Carpenter fan, go to Scream Factory. Yeah, they're great. I'm sad that I missed on the They Lived steelbook.
Oh yeah. It stunk. I went into Walmart like a year ago and they had the steelbooks for In the Mouth of Madness, or I'm going to keep saying that, Escape from LA and Escape from New York. But I went back the next day and all of them were gone.
Oh, yeah. So
and probably on eBay for twice as much.
Right.
There's even love from Walmart shoppers for Escape from New York, Escape from LA.
That Walmart has one of the best movie selections that we have now available to us. Isn't that pathetic? It's absolutely pathetic.
Did you know that on most of the slipcovers, if they say the word satanic on it, then they change it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they add clothes to people. It's like,
Yeah.
Right. And Zack and Mary make a porno, ended up being Zack and Mary.
yeah, it's like freaking Walmart and their stupid pure turn bullshit.
Satanic Panic, I think they called it Panic instead of satanic. Because they didn't want the word satanic, so they changed on the slipcover. It just said fucking, it just said panic. But when you rip the slipcover off, obviously you get satanic panic. But yeah, that's like the censored slipcover. Suncoast, I have zero fucking idea what that is.
You don't know Suncoast? Oh, that was a great fucking story.
They were, I think, owned by the same company that did Media Play. Almost it's similar to FYE, but bigger.
Yeah, but we didn't have that here.
It was for movie lovers. You had this crazy movie selection plus a bunch of fucking merchandise, memorabilia, all this shit in Suncoast. It was a great store, and I don't know how it didn't fucking exist, or how it doesn't exist anymore.
It was like, it was right up there with Media Play, where you could go get posters, toys, video games, movies, music, porn, everything.
You had me in porn. We had a store like that, but it was called Strawberries.
That sounds familiar.
Years ago, it used to be Strawberries. Then it was like, because it was Tower Records. Then it was Strawberries. Then it was like Sam Goody, and then like that's like all like the stores we had.
I think we had. There's a place here in New York that kind of went through all of them because Strawberries sounds really familiar, and so does Sam Goody.
Back in the day, R.I.P. Mm-hmm. But there is one Blockbuster still surviving over there in Oregon.
Right.
Yeah, I keep seeing news about that store.
Good for them. Fuck yeah, man. Hey, if they're still killing it, that's all that matters.
Oh, but Farmer, I never got your rating 1 to 10 on They Live.
Oh, was there even a rating on it? Would you rate it 10?
Oh yeah, both these movies are 10. Spoiler.
Spoiled. 8's all around from me.
For both of them?
Both of them, yeah.
Nice.
Wait, They Live and what else?
The Thing.
I give They Live like a solid 8, but I give The Thing a 10. There's just so many elements, and of course I'm going to give it a bit more credit for being Lovecraft based, and some of the elements that are in there of just this feeling of, that feeling of helplessness and is there.
You can literally trust nobody.
Yeah.
There's no trusting a single person in there. That's what I love about it. You cannot trust a single damn soul in the thing.
No.
You're literally fending for yourself, and then everybody thinking that you're the fucking alien. And it's just, in the whole movie, there's never even a hint of who you can trust. It's just nonstop. You literally cannot trust anybody. So you're sitting there guessing who's who and who's human, who's not.
And everyone coming to the realization that I might have to kill someone that I care about because they've been stuck in the Arctic together for how many months?
Right.
You know, so of course there's going to be some type of almost brotherhood that's been formed there. And there's a few parts that are subtle where they're all looking at each other like, I might have to kill the guy next to me.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I even love that line with when Keith David calls out Kurt Russell about being a murderer when they're doing the blood tests. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it turns out you're a murderer. I'm like, well, we don't know. Like, we didn't know until we did that blood test. But even after that blood test, you still really don't even fucking know. It's fucking weird.
Poor dogs.
It's just, the movie's so good.
Oh, you know,
Kelly, it's okay. Just don't die. Just don't die. I
poor
need someone to
dogs.
drive me around Texas.
Right. At least we know it's not like a foreign movie, so we know no dogs were actually hurt.
Right, exactly. They go in depth about that dog and how that dog was very smart but very skittish because that was the biggest set it's ever been on. So that's why even watching the movie, you see the dog kind of like looking at a whole bunch of stuff. Like it doesn't really know how to act. And they even did months of training just for the dog to walk that hallway. I can't remember the character's name, but yeah, walking down the hallway to put him in the cage. Just to walk down that hallway, they did months of training for that dog to walk next to him.
You ever try to train a husky?
Do what?
You ever try to train a husky?
No, I've never tried to train a dog except for my greyhound.
It's kind of like trying to get a toddler that's on meth to do quantum physics. It's not something that works very well. My aunt had a husky, and wow.
Nice.
Nope.
They're beautiful dogs, and yeah, I've been around many huskies and stuff like that, but no, I've never been part of the training or anything like that. They're very smart dogs, but yeah.
They'll fight with you. They will they will fight you. It's like, hey, time to go in your crate, and they're like, fuck you. And they will find a way to tell you to go fuck you. Like they taught the dog how to say asshole. And it was really funny, but the thing is, when you told the dog to do something, it would call you an asshole. It knew what it was saying. You know, it was like, okay, Kyra, you know, time, let's go outside, go pee-pee, asshole. It's like, so yeah, I'm not surprised it took them days and days and days to train a husky to go down a hallway.
Right.
I always wanted to get a husky, but they're just fucking criers.
They're so much work. They are so much work. Yeah. I want to know how they trained that dog to tear off a good piece of that damn fence. I've always been impressed with that. I'm like, what is that fence made of that this dog just went boop?
Chicken wire, apparently.
Yeah, because I mean, it was made out of something weaker, so they could show like, oh, holy shit, shit's hitting the fan. The dogs are really freaking out. But,
Michael Long, they are actually snow cats. That's what huskies are. Snow cats.
Snow cats.
Yeah,
we have snow cats. They're called Siberians.
Siberian
so
film.
Snow cats exist. But no, the thing is a freaking masterpiece. The creature creation in it is so good, and I love the salute they did to it with the alpacas in Colorado space. That was really in practical effects again. The thing shows us practical effects. Way to fucking go.
Yeah, I hate CGI.
I understand when it's needed, and when they kind of seamlessly intertwine it, again, going back to Colorado Space. That's a movie that used quality. That's the key. Quality CGI. They always use this cheap bullshit CGI. as well as doing a lot of practical effects. Like there's a behind the scenes picture I found where they actually like painted the alpacas like rainbow colors. I'll send it to you.
Please do. I would love to see it. Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. But the fact that they went through that much work when you could have just put a filter over those damn things and it would have been fine, but it wouldn't have been as impressive as it came out to be.
Right.
Yeah. CGI sucks.
And yes, he made his ticket ticker over there for his piss break. Yeah.
Does he have a bladder? Does
I
it?
do.
Do you have a bladder?
I do.
How did you pee so fast? Did you use the toilet?
No, use the jug again.
No. I did use the toilet. And
Actually, no. Just so everybody knows, he actually put a litter box in his room, so now he just goes there.
Please tell me you're kidding.
Farmer does not. No, I don't have a fucking litter box. I did not just piss in a jug. I don't have a jug to piss in right now. I went to the bathroom. I peed. I washed. I grabbed a beer. I came back.
Good boy.
Good boy. Thank you, potty trainer. That's the words these days that you potty trained me.
Did you flush the toilet and make sure to wash your hands?
No, he leaves it for his mother.
I mean, you're drinking your beer right now. Is that with the same hand that you
did. I washed and everything like that, and I put the toilet seat down.
Even the thing washed its hands.
Well, you know, Faye's just an unsanitary bastard. You know what I mean?
I'm seeing that. I'm trying to
But
find
he's all I have left.
Jesus. Love you guys too.
All right.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in
off.
to this YouTube edition of the Two Outsiders That Remain podcast.
Right.
What now? What's everybody's now? With it's not something we have two of you. Does he deserve the title of GOAT, greatest of all time, John Carpenter? For me, yes. I mean, I've always debated between him and the other obvious name, Wes Craven. Obviously, there's other like more smaller names that have done a lot of great movies. There's the Italian directors and stuff like that. But for me, I've always debated back and forth between John Carpenter and Wes Craven. But John Carpenter gave me my favorite horror movie of all time. He gave me a lot of movies that I thoroughly enjoy. He gave a lot of shit movies too, but those are easily ignored. But yeah, I'd have to say my favorite GOAT director would be John Carpenter.
I think it's hard to do that with film. Well, film, music, any type of art, because every director has their strong points and their weak points. I mean, earlier in the conversation, you were talking about Rob Zombie, but I think Rob Zombie's use of music is pretty damn good. He also puts together in his soundtrack some of the best classic rock collections. Like, yeah, I mean, I know three people that absolutely hate Rob Zombie movies, but they own three of the soundtracks because they're pretty good classic rock collections.
Well, Rob Zombie's repeated himself. Like you have the ending with Freebird on Devil's Rejects, but then you also have the ending with Aerosmith on 31. They're like very similar endings to where you get the long drawn out of the music playing and the showdown, and then the movie's over.
Well, I mean, he started out making his own music videos. So when he goes down that direction, he does pretty well. I mean, his use of Inagata Vita was I thought was really well done. I mean, Farmer's like, oh God, they're talking about Rob Zombie. And the music in Lords of Salem, I mean, Rush. I love Rush. So the fact that it's like kind of this, I think Rush has been on 3 of the soundtracks.
So Neil Peart's death fucking broke your heart, huh?
Who?
Neil Peart. Drummer for Rush.
Yeah. Sorry.
One of the greatest drummers of all time.
But because I love John Carpenter, but I love Stanley Kubrick, and everyone knows how much I love Fulci, but
Right.
each of those directors brings something completely different to the table.
Well, that's another reason why John Carpenter is a step above these other directors for me, is because he was so hands-on with all those movies, like with all the directing and producing, editing, scoring. Like, how many of the other directors did their own scores for their movies too, and they ended up being.
I know David? This is David Hess, who was the head gang member rapist in I Spit on Your Last House on the Left. He did music. I think he did some music for Last House. I have to look.
So I have no clue, but that's you. Well, hello, people.
Set the damn alarm in here. Let's see, David Hess. I can't think offhand of any other directors that are into music that have scored, except for Rob Zombie. I mean, he has scored all his stuff.
Well, I mean, because he started out as a musician himself,
Yeah.
a little rock star himself. So I think that's a little different because he started out as a musician. So obviously when he makes films, he's going to integrate his own music into it or even create music for the movie. But with John Carpenter, he was film first and then he scored his own shit. That's why I mean, obviously it's a tough debate, but I'm sticking with John Carpenter myself just because he was an all well-around kind of guy.
So David Hess actually worked on the soundtracks for Hateful Eight and Cabin Fever. Wow, that's sad. Really talented guy working on a really shitty movie. Soundtracks. Did he do work? Yep, he did work on the soundtrack for The Last House on the Left. So, I mean, that's an actor that also did a
Right.
score.
But nobody did it like John Carpenter, though.
No.
So that's where I give a point above for John Carpenter. What about you, Farmer? Like, who's your GOAT? Obviously, it's not John Carpenter.
It is not. No, it is not.
But who and why?
Well, it's kind of like a two-parter, right? So for me, I love Wes Craven. I love the way he directs, but I love him more so because he saved the genre in the 90s. But I mean, other than that, like his films were good, but I mean, Scream is the best that he ever did. But my counterbalance is that I love Argento and Bava. So those are my two. Like, so I got a three-way going on. You can keep covering your face. You can cover your face, but I will fucking.
Scream is what caused the down like fall of fucking horror.
You sound like Daryl Hook right now, but you are incorrect.
Where do I sound like that? Movie fucking sucks. Like I swear, my dad almost beat the shit out of me because he bought it. He bought it for me, thinking he was like the hero of the freaking year, and that's what he said. I bought this thinking I was the hero of the year, and you're sitting here tearing it apart. Like I was a snobby fucking cinephile starting at 7 years old. And I was like, I'm sorry, Dad. This movie fucking sucks. And like, I'm like, and this is the guy that did A Nightmare on Elm Street? And this is the shit he gives us now? This is what he's done? What the fuck? Really? Scream?
Listen, you guillotine girls need to go. Right?
Scream.
Caused, I Know What You Did Last Summer, which that movie was done within 5 minutes, and it got how many sequels? 30? And now we're
look at the money it made.
You know,
you gotta look at the money it made though. Like when it comes to financial and like mainstream, Scream relaunched horror into the mainstream.
Krista's loving this right now.
Yay, mainstream horror. That's
if it wasn't for mainstream, then we wouldn't be able to introduce these like younger generations into horror. So without mainstream horror, you're never gonna have that new audience. So you got to have that mainstream horror so they can find these other classic gems, these more underappreciated, unknown films.
But that's not what happens. They get into mainstream horror and they are like afraid to venture out, and you run into people where you just mention that something's from Italy or France or Russia, and they're like, "Oh my god, I can't watch it." I mean, that's what mainstream horror is giving us. The people that live on mainstream horror, you show them anything that's even mildly bizarre, and they can't.
But without mainstream horror, they don't even know any of it even exists. Like,
yeah, they can't handle like the stuff that. I mean, we dealt with some crazy freaking movies. There's this Christmas horror movie, I think called Elves, and it's about this like demon that the grandfather summoned.
I saw that.
He's sacrificing his granddaughter for it to mate with. Like, I mean, we got some crazy freaking crap, and you can't even show people that stuff because they're like, oh, it's not The Conjuring. It's not Annabelle 15.
I agree,
Annabelle
Jack.
Park. You know, it's not. We're not. These aren't leading people into other films. Like, I'm sorry. What is The Conjuring going to lead people into? What? Shit at the bottom of their toilet? Like, what is it going to lead people to? If you show someone and say this is horror and this is what you introduce them with, saying this is horror, I wouldn't be interested in watching anything. And if you go, oh, this is a good movie, then that's what they stay with. They don't venture into other places.
Well, but without mainstream horror, there's no introduction at all to horror. Like, they're not like this new generation is not going to know that any of it exists.
But they aren't.
They need that stepping stone. It can even be a small little fucking pebble that they step on, but it's their stepping stone into more better horror. And all of a sudden, you get this new obsessed horror crowd that we'll see and will keep like conventions alive for years to come and stuff like that.
That think Cabin Fever is quality.
Eli Roth is trash. That is not quality.
No,
I had a good time.
Yeah, if it was bringing them into other films, like for example. I have discovered so many movies because I follow actors and stuff based on certain authors. You really don't have that now. Like, I watched Reanimator. I'm like, who's this really hot guy? It's Jeffrey Combs. By just looking up Jeffrey Combs.
No, Barbara Crampton, baby.
Yeah, and Barbara Crampton. Both of them. But now it's like, oh, I'm going to go see a horror movie and Chris Hansen? No, wait. The Chris guy, the blonde, the blonde who looks like every other freaking blonde in Hollywood right now. What's that going to lead you to? Marvel bullshit.
That's fine, but again, mainstream is that stepping stone. We need horror in mainstream. We really do. Otherwise, horror will die.
Right, and we need some better shit.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it'll lead to them to better stuff, but the introduction to horror in the mainstream. Yeah, Chris
Hemsworth, not Hainsworth. Hainsworth. That sounds like a butler.
but you need the horror mainstream to let people aware that horror exists. And then even if they don't even like the movie, and then somebody will be like, "Oh, there's this better horror movie," and then the stepping stones go from there, and the next generation is introduced.
Mainstream horror these days has really fenced itself off.
I'm not saying mainstream horror is great.
Like, here's horror.
It's a needle in a haystack when it comes to horror
in its fence with the actors that they get and stuff like that. Like A Nightmare on Elm Street, mainstream horror. Mm-hmm. We call that mainstream horror.
Oh yeah, for sure, hands down.
If you say, "Hey, this guy playing Freddy Krueger is really entertaining," what's that going to lead you into?
976 Evil,
right? Phantom of the Opera, the Toby Hooper movie he did where he was Marquis de Sade. I mean, it's going to lead you into more horror that's going to get you deeper in to the horror genre. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Friday the 13th. If you look up Kane Hodder, you're going to find that magnificent piece of art, Metal Beast. Such a good werewolf movie. Metal Beast, it was great. It was fantastic. Why do you have your head down? Metal Beast was great. And even They Live, Roddy Piper.
Right.
That's going to lead to films. But nowadays, it's like they corner themselves off. I mean, this guy who's remaking freaking Scarface, if you look him up, if you look at that Suspiria and you look him up, like, how many people watch the Argento film after watching that?
Michael B. Jordan's playing fucking Tony Montana.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know, I
love
on the original
Scarface.
Scarface, I did enjoy the remake, like most people. We don't need another remake. Now, if they try to do something clever and do what they did with the Scarface remake, where instead of pushing cocaine, he's pushing heroin, which is the drug of choice in society right now. Okay, I might check that out. I might see where they go with that, because Scarface originally was about the Prohibition era. He was pushing booze. Then we go into was the 70s. That was when it was made. Scarface, the 70s drug of choice was cocaine. So that's about cocaine.
Right.
They did it now, and they made it about like heroin or even
Well,
meth.
yeah. Well, that's why I understand remakes, because you want to modernize these old stories. So more relatable thing that's going on today. And that's why I also don't shit on remakes, because it's also introducing these old titles that are getting modernized. And then now when people see these modernized remakes, they're going to be curious to see what the original was.
Not always. How many people, I don't know how many people are in the audience, but how many people here knew that there was a Scarface movie before the famous 70s movie?
I didn't hear about it until all the rappers would tell me to watch it.
Right. And guess what? The original Scarface had Boris Karloff in it. So there's another one. Oh
no, I've seen that.
It's it's pretty well done. I love old gangster movies. Jack knew. Yeah, Jack's a cool guy. I like Jack.
Yeah, Jack does our random artwork, and he's also a lovely shit talker, and I appreciate him.
Half these people are just making that shit up in the room. They don't fucking know.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think you gotta have that mainstream horror. And that's why John Carpenter himself was all about going into a big studio, making a big studio.
You haven't even seen movies. What the fuck? Put your hand down, all right?
It's just the movies they're making aren't leading people into other films or to explore, and aren't encouraging people to either. Not like,
but that leads me back to you thinking Scream was a downfall. Scream was not a downfall. Scream was an uplift.
No, Scream was the fucking downfall of horror, which started all this teeny bopper shit that we had to suffer through for how long. And now
horror was about to flatline with that.
Through this stupid haunting BS that those crappy paranormal activities. Guess what? I can take fishing line and do fucked up shit too on camera. Give me a lot of money.
But can you make it effective? That's the thing. Like, a great film doesn't have to have a high budget or low budget. If it's effective, if it works, then great. If fishing line can scare the shit out of somebody, then fucking use it.
In remakes, you get the Invisible. No one needed that fucking movie.
The new Invisible Man is fucking amazing. It is one of the best horror movies in the last decade.
Like, why? Why do they have to keep making the Invisible Man a rapist? You know what was fun about the Invisible Man? Basically, this guy got naked and just fucked with everyone. He was like running through town, just flipping tables, flipping over baby carriages, and going and just running away. It was hilarious.
Right. And then, but when this new Invisible Man came out, I was very skeptical too, because I'm like, why? Why are we doing the Invisible Man? The Mummy obviously fell. Why are we trying to keep going with these old school, like, Universal movies? But then I went and saw the new Invisible, because like the Invisible Man trailer, like for the new one, did not give it justice. If you go and watch the new, or now if you sit at home and watch the new Invisible Man, I'm telling you, it is such a good film. It's one of the best horror films in the last decade. And I'm willing to put my left testicle on it. It's so good.
No offense. I don't.
Well, because you shit on it before you've even seen it, though. You got to give it a chance to freaking shit all over it. You're acting like Farmer here, who will shit on a movie before he even sees it.
I love The Invisible Man. The Claude Rains Invisible Man is one of my favorite Universal movies, right there with the Wolfman. Right. I love that.
So I can see why he doesn't like the idea of this new Invisible Man remake.
When they did that Invisible Man remake with Kevin Bacon, was it?
Hollow Man, yeah.
And it's kind of like in every Invisible Man, anything they've done, it's like you got to make him a freaking rapist because that's the first thing. So no, if I could turn invisible, I would be doing this shit Claude Rains did. I would be like, you'd just be seeing like a T-shirt running around, flipping tables and crap.
And see, that's not how the new Invisible Man is. I'm telling you, watch the new.
New Invisible Man is.
You made me watch Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter. All right, you have to watch the new Invisible Man.
The Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter was better. It had
haven't seen Invisible Man, so you can't say that.
I don't need to tell you that Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter was a better quality movie.
No, there's no quality in Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter.
Al Santos was in it.
They can't even sync audio, and it's fucking made in America.
Because it was a joke. It was a joke. They did stuff like that as a joke. There's stuff in there poking fun at low-budget movies like Troma does.
The joke wasn't funny.
You would not survive through Nudist Colony of the Dead, and that's sad. Because that's a really great movie, too. And
the show's causing me to drink.
So neither one of you seen the new Invisible Man yet. So
I have not, though.
You know, I suffered through Hot Rod this year, and that's enough suffering.
Well, that has nothing to do.
Who the fuck watched that dumpster fire of a movie?
Because I'm part of another movie discussion group where everyone chooses a movie every week. And yes, I'm going to make them all watch The Greasy Strangler. I was really nice and picked Death Machine. And it's like, oh, you made me suffer through Hot Rod? I'm going to freaking hold on to your butts.
So you know, Greasy Strangler is going to overall be a hated movie when you tell these people.
Not really.
I know you expect everybody to love it, but not everybody's going to love it. I like The Greasy Strangler.
I'd rather cover Tank Girl.
Tank Girl was pretty amazing, though. I mean, Ice-T, the first time playing a cop, I mean, all of us. When Tank Girl came out, and he's a giant kangaroo man, and he goes, I was a cop. Everyone started screaming because it was Ice-T. It was one of the most iconic moments that this freaking newer generation will never understand because now they know Ice-T from freaking Law and Order, which is still freaking hilarious that he was on there. Right? Because, I mean, Tank Girl came out like only about 4 or 5 years after he did Cop Killer.
Yeah, with his rock band that he did. What the fuck was that goddamn band called? But yeah, Cop Killer, better than you than me. I fucking love that shit. But, yeah.
Just saying, review podcast peeps need to stop picking films that punish your co-host. Right? Trying to make me watch The Invisible freaking Man. Screw you, dude. You know I can make you suffer. I can make you suffer.
You already made me fucking
the stuff that I own. Oh, man. I can take your brain and just turn it upside down. You won't be the same after some of the stuff that I have to show you.
Yeah, Jack, she hasn't seen the new Invisible Man, but she's still going to shit all over it because she's one of those. Like, before I even see it, I'm going to fucking take a big old shit.
Okay, how about I say this? I have absolutely no interest in watching the new Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I watched The Mummy because I
sorry for that.
Sophia I can't say her name. She can dance. She can dance really freaking well. She was incredible in Climax. Climax was a masterpiece.
Well,
so I went and saw The Mummy because she was in it. Because she was in Climax. She did such a great job. And The Mummy made me sad. It made me sad that they put how much money towards that movie and there are people starving to death on the street.
And they were supposed to relaunch the whole little fucking new Universal remake shit.
They shouldn't leave it. Leave the Universal movies alone. Like, they need the remakes, they need to at least calm down on. Because there are people that will simply not see the movie because it's a remake. Am I wrong?
Right, and that sucks.
And it honestly causes a lot of division in the horror community. And it's kind of like, if you want to lose like half of your fan base, do a remake.
Well, I love the horror community, but I hate it when people immediately shit on a remake before they even see it. Yeah, I'll question it, but I'll save my actual opinion for it until after I watch it.
Because I suffered through one of those remakes. And it was suffering. That Mummy movie was so bad.
Okay, but you can't hold Tom Cruise Mummy
So
against-
many. I have all the Hammer mummy movies. I'm sorry. Christopher Lee was a great mummy. He was great.
It was better than Boris Karloff. I'll give you that.
We don't talk badly about Boris Karloff in my
We
presence.
don't. I love Boris Karloff, but his fucking mummy movies sucked.
I liked him as the mummy.
Hammer did it right when it came with the mummy.
And the cool thing about the old Universal movies is people were showing up in each other's films. Like
Right.
Claude Rains played the Phantom of the Opera, as well as the Invisible Man.
Lon Chaney was all three. He was werewolf, Dracula, and Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah,
He played all three of those motherfuckers.
and I mean, though that Phantom of the Opera was
Calm down, Christine. All right.
it was almost, if they made Phantom of the Opera for Disney, it was so bad. It was so dumb.
It's the funny thing about body counts because you start out with 4, then you end up with 2.
Oh, Body Count was the name of Ice-T's band.
Oh, I was talking about the downfall of the Outsiders, but all right.
We're good, homie. We good. We got this.
Started out with 4, ended up with 2. You know?
People were driven away.
It's all right. I got the horrorholics calling me right now. I'm not fucking answering. If any of you are watching. But yeah, no, Body Count was Ice-T's little rock band that was supposed to be in
was a
Oklahoma
rapper.
next weekend.
He was a
And-
rapper, Clay.
Oh, I know he was a rapper. I know he was a rapper. I know this. I know. But I'm talking about his band, Body Count. That's where Cop Killer came from.
Yeah. And then he showed up in Tank Girl. It's like, hey, I did this. I was all over the news, and
And they were
like,
reuniting.
almost war started, and now I'm going to show up in this comic book movie as a kangaroo
Right.
and say I was a cop.
And don't worry, Jack. You can check out my new solo show. It's called Sunday Night at the Movies, the drive-in edition.
Where review Kurt Cameron movies. Yeah. Kurt Cameron Saves Christmas. Let's talk about that this week.
Oh, that movie. That movie was so bad. It was hilarious. Like 90%
Kurt Cameron Saves Christmas. You watched that?
It's
You
mostly
watched
Yes, I watched it.
Oh my god.
We all got really
Like,
drunk.
I'm in the Bible Belt, and my local theater immediately pulled that midweek because nobody was coming in to buy any tickets.
We
and
were
I-
really drunk, and we watched Saving Christmas. It was streaming, and we watched the Grumpy Cat movie. And let me tell you what, the Grumpy Cat movie was a lot better.
I
But
love the
still
Grumpy
pretty
Cat.
bad.
Kurt Cameron Saves Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Kirk Cameron just humiliates himself and his friends. The movie.
Fucking Kurt Cameron, growing pains.
There was a
They
freaking.
still give me growing pains.
There was a way too long for that movie dance sequence. And you're giving Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter crap. Like
I
really?
haven't seen Kurt Cameron Saves Christmas. I just laugh about it because even my local Bible Belt fucking theater fucking said, nope, we got to pull this fucking piece of shit. And they pulled it midweek. They didn't even give it a full week.
Yeah, that movie was so bad it was funny. It was. And the thing is, he doesn't realize that like people were buying it because it was such a joke. I'm shocked I don't own it. It's one of those I would buy it because it's so bad, because I own Veronica.
Right, yeah, you like to buy the shit movies just so you can have them in your collection for some
That
fucking
movies at least have some personality, which I doubt.
There's
these
no
people
person.
have.
Oh my
Like the Mummy, just like flopping around like a dead fish. Like
Mummy
look
and
at
the
that.
Invisible
Why?
Man, the new Mummy and the new Invisible Man has no connection whatsoever. They do not relate at all. We don't have Tom Cruise doing his common little weird elbow run in the fucking Invisible Man. And it's so good. It's so well acted. It's so well made. I love the Invisible Man. It's so good.
You got the book. You got the book.
But-
I got the Christmas movie.
Michael Long has a good point here. Even though Tom Cruise's movies Mummy sucked ass, I'd rather watch that than Brendan Fraser Mummy shit shows. How do you compare those two?
The Brendan Fraser Mummy
ones?
was straight action movies. They weren't even horror. They were straight action movies, and they didn't try to be anything else.
That's what they tried to do with Tom Cruise. They tried to make it a straight action.
It tried to be a horror movie. It tried to be a horror movie, and it was a CGI mess. That's exactly what it was. You know, one reason I like the classics is because there was so much dependency on the actors acting and the story and the dialogue. And occasionally, if you're watching a Hammer film, the sets were a big part of it too. Now they just everyone's in front of a green screen and they just put a bunch of CGI in your freaking face, and the actors don't have to freaking do anything. They're not telling much of a story. The dialogue is an absolute freaking joke. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons that, I'll stick with the classics. And, one thing I'll give Richard Stanley's Color Out of Space is there was a lot of effects. There is a lot of visuals in it, but the characters were very well-rounded. And you felt bad for each one of them when they died, like the story, unlike the other Color Out of Space, that movie they did where everyone was terrible, so they died.
Yeah, I refuse to watch Color Out of Space, the new one with fucking.
Why?
Because he doesn't have
Seriously, why? It's honestly
I have a hard time trusting Nick Cage. I used to love Nick Cage when he was like the huge star. Modern day Nick Cage, I have a hard time trusting it because he makes a lot of shit movies these days, so it's really hard for me to tune into.
It's Richard Stanley.
He's about to be fucking Joe Exotic. All right, leave him alone.
Yeah, it's Richard.
I'm not gonna fucking watch.
Richard Stanley made a whole documentary called The Other World, dealing with interdimensional, all sorts of craziness, going with Color Out of Space. This man did
Color in Space, Jack.
research into this stuff to make this movie. Like, he probably deep dived more than Lovecraft did when he wrote this, and Lovecraft was into all that stuff. You got to give Color Out of Space at least a chance. I mean, for the visuals alone, it's absolutely
Color Out of Space. Jack is translating it as Colorado Space. No, it's Color Out of
Color in your face. Yeah, I like that. That's a good one.
Color Out of Space, not Colorado Space.
Enunciate, motherfucker. He said. I added the motherfucker.
Well, obviously, because I can.
Well, I want to thank you all for joining us.
Which I'm gonna go pee again, motherfucker. Madeline, yell at Farmer. God damn it! Stop calling me.
Farm
City, bitch.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Farmer has a lot of enemies these days. So, I mean, by all means, go ahead, yell at me too. Yeah.
I love you, Farmer.
Appreciate you. Love you too.
Even though I don't know what you did with your facial hair. I mean, what's going on with that? Like, it looked really nice and full and vibrant the other day. And what'd you do?
You know, I hack jobbed it. I don't know. I got rid of it. You know,
What, dude? Like, I've been working hard to grow mine in, and you shave yours off.
Well, I mean, your 5 o'clock shadow's coming in pretty nice.
I try really hard. I've been putting like hair growth stuff all over. I think I do a good like goatee or even like a 70s porn mustache.
I got a little like twisties on the end, but I can see that.
Yeah. My dad had like the 70s porn stash for years. I was actually really heartbroken when he shaved it off, and he refuses to grow back because it was like his staple thing, and now it's gone. And it's like, great, you look like every other person now. You suck. So,
you know, I didn't want to catch corona. They say it goes in your beard, so.
Oh, okay. It grows in your beard. This is the coronavirus, like, pops out as some red hair is like, hello.
Leprechaun hat, top of the morning to you.
I know what you
do. Jack says his facial hair is patchier than a Robin Williams medical comedy. Thanks, bud. Oh man. You know, I'm gonna let it grow again. It was getting too much. You know, I was like losing things in there, keys, birds. You know, it was too much. You know,
I would store stuff if I had one. Like, be like, I got some snacks over here. Oh, you need a pen? I got you.
It was just getting too much. Like I would drop things and I would just be looking in the mirror and be like, "Holy shit, it's stuck in there." Yeah. I was looking like Grizzly Adams' like bastard son. It was too much. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll grow it out for you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Slow and steady.
As long as whatever the hell you did to your face this time, you don't do again.
Okay, noted. Thank you. Well, I guess
Looks like
I learned that mistake.
Thanks. A few mats out of her.
Yeah.
Did you go use the potty like a big boy?
I
Did you
did.
wash your hands?
Thanks, mommy.
No, he didn't.
Did you wash your hands?
No,
Yes.
I don't believe you.
You fucking liar. No, you
I
didn't.
don't believe you. You did not take the designated 20 seconds to wash your hands.
I bet you all 7 of Cujo's White Claws that you didn't. Right?
No, I didn't sing happy birthday to myself twice washing my hands. No, I did not. But I did wash.
Tilly's actually correct. I was tired of birds stealing my breadcrumbs.
No, so John Carpenter movies. You guys didn't talk about In the Mouth of Madness like at all.
You know, it was a brief discussion on the top 5 dead or alive Nash Stoff
What?
movies, but yeah.
I just think that movie is so. It's crazy, but it flows really well. For as crazy and how many elements it has to it.
It is.
Faye, I have a bottle collection going on that you would be proud of right now.
Yeah, I remember once upon a time when you said, I'm the John Kramer of the show, when you come clashing in with the fucking bottles. That's you right now. I just heard the fucking clinks of the bottles. Yeah.
Sorry, it's in my mouth of madness over here.
How about this? If you watch In the Mouth of Madness, I'll watch The Invisible Man.
Me? I like In the Mouth of Madness. I love it.
Yeah, he liked it.
Oh no, Color Out of Space.
Oh, Color Out of Space. I did watch that.
You did watch it?
Yes, it was trash. Just like Mandy was trash. Just like a lot of Nicolas Cage modern day fucking movies are fucking trash.
Speaking of Color Out of Space, check out my boy Alex the Whittier Entertainment because he did all the VHS tapes for that movie.
Congratulations.
It wasn't trash. Okay, folks, don't listen to Faye's opinion. How old are you, Faye? You're like a year younger than me, so you're 33.
No, he's 37.
We're the same. We're 2 months apart, sweetheart.
Then he's not 30. I'm gonna be.
You're June of '85. I'm August of '85.
Yeah, you're both old fucks. Yeah.
I'm gonna be 35. You're
in June. 34. I'm gonna be 35 in August.
Okay, so Faye is a 34-year-old man who doesn't eat vegetables. His diet consists of chicken nuggets and hot dogs and pizza.
We can't live large up in New York like he did.
Because that he does not eat the things for the cognitive functions for his brain to work properly. I do not recommend trusting his taste in film. From a completely scientific standpoint, he doesn't eat
buds and taste and film. They are two totally
for
different.
His brain to process things the way that it should. And popcorn. And I'm sure he drinks lots of soda.
Yeah, I'm the king of popcorn and soda.
Don't forget his popcorn condiments. He has every fucking chocolate spice ever for fucking popcorn that they created.
Well, I'm the king of popcorn for sure. I got every single fucking seasoning and drizzles that you can imagine for popcorn.
You know, I understand some people don't like Mandy. I mean, there are people that just aren't into it. It goes on for too long. Some people can't pay attention to it that long. It's a very
that movie is a definition of love-hate.
You can only choose one. What is your favorite Nick Cage movie? You can only choose one.
Damn, that's tough because he's had a lot of good older ones. Me being an action film, though, I got to go with Face Off. I love Face Off.
I love Con Air.
Yes.
Con Air.
Con Air is my choice too. Yes.
But I think I love Con Air more for Steve Buscemi. Like, I'm sorry. I wanted to see that character's freaking movie. I wanted to see a true, like a freaking crime Gerald Green movie, and wanted to see him driving down the highway with someone's head on his head.
I retract my statement. It's definitely got to be Con Air. Like, there's even a movie with Simon Pegg where he's like, name the greatest film of all time, and somebody's like, that's impossible. He's like, no, I got it for you. It's Con Air. It's got everything that you ever want in a film. It's got action, comedy, romance. suspense, everything that you ever want in a movie. You got Con Air. And that's a great fucking movie. Con Air really is.
But I really
Calm down, Hummingbird. All right.
Mandy. I really dug Mandy so much. And in him in Color Out of Space, like he made me feel so awful for him. And when he was kind of slipping into madness, he was actually playing his character from Vampire's Kiss, which I thought was cool. But him going in and out of it, I thought was really good. And I think that he should get a lot more credit. He's talented. It's like now in most of his movies, they're like, play a nutball. So he plays a nutball.
Right.
That's what they're asking. And he does it well. He plays a good freaking nutball. He is very, very good at going from 0 to 20 within milliseconds.
Now, would Mandy be good without Nick Cage, though?
No.
I think...
Because that's the thing. Like, if there's anything that would save that movie, it's fucking Nick Cage. His performance was great. I did watch Mandy.
Yeah,
His performance was great in that movie, but the movie itself, though.
I liked him in Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes.
That came out on my birthday when it came out August 7th, baby.
I really dig strong visual movies. Like I think I'm one of the few people that thinks that Neon Demon is a damn masterpiece. That's another movie. I meet a lot of people and they just don't get it, so they don't like it.
Neon Demon's better than Mandy.
It's a very different movie from Mandy. It's completely different.
But they're both fucking our house type films.
8mm is good. I was always into that snuff shit.
8mm.
The weird thing is actually exploring. Okay, 8mm led me to actually look into not snuff, but that whole underground circuit of making those movies and distributing them, and the films that people thought were real snuff, they turned out to not be. Films that people are still trying to figure out are real snuff. And 8mm downplayed all that stuff so much. Like the places
they had to, because it was a theatrical release, so they had to downplay it a little bit. Yeah, but they also
like I met someone in the underground film scene who went to one of those like places where they sell them and even have live stuff going on. And it's a lot. They did
like you said, like even a film like 8mm that introduced a whole new crowd into some of those more snuff film type of things, and that's what keeps it alive. Again, this comes back into mainstream movies, introducing you into some older shit.
I don't know many people that go from 8mm to, say, the August Underground movies. I've never encountered anyone who says...
I didn't say the immediate jump, but it's a domino effect. You start here, and then the domino, then you end up eventually landing on, like...
He won a damn Oscar and leaving Las Vegas. Yeah, that was a good one, but I mean, Con Air, where he steps off the plane, and he goes, "Oh, I'm so pretty," and he lets the wind blow.
Yeah, Con Air, I mean... We all have our favorite movies and stuff like that, but everybody can agree Con Air is one of the greatest movies ever made.
I just love when John Cusack looks at him. He's like, "What are you gonna do?" "I'm gonna save the fucking day." I was like, "Yeah."
I mean, show me somebody that does not like Con Air, and that's gonna be somebody that I really want to fucking debate with, because there's no way you do not like Con Air.
Does anybody in this chat right now not like Con Air? If you do not like Con Air, show yourself.
We're gonna fight you.
There's no way. There's no way.
There's impossible out here that will fight you.
I don't know. Right. I got my mind made up on someone in this group that I think doesn't like Con Air, so I'm waiting to see who answers.
Con Air really does have everything.
Michael Long,
movie. It's
Michael Long says I hate Con Air, but Michael Long also likes Lords of Salem too. So his little fucking opinion of I hate Con Air doesn't fucking matter.
Hook.
Daryl Hook, he's talking about.
Oh, I'm like...
Michael Long just said, I hate Con Air.
Where does Michael live?
Ohio. In String's basement.
I think I'm like 6 hours, 8 hours from Ohio. We can all meet at his house and Clockwork Orange him down, watch Con Air.
Well, see, you never fucked up, because you even got Madeline saying, "How dare you hate Con Air?"
I own 2 copies of Con Air on VHS. So
It
that
is
tells you everything.
fucking good.
Can you make Jack's comment on the screen, please? That'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, the fuck Daryl Hill comment. Yeah, no problem.
Oh, there we go. Yep. In outsider fashion, fuck Daryl Hook.
But then I also got to put. I hate Con Air. Really, Michael Long.
Michael, I don't know about you. You know, I used to think you were cool. Now my perception of you is changing, my man.
I almost paid
Michael.
$100 for a Con Air poster because it was the limited one that had the all the mugshots
Oh no shit.
of all the criminals that were on the plane. But someone bought it before I could, and then I sat there going, "Wow, I almost paid $100 for a fucking Nick Cage movie poster."
It's worth it.
See, this
Nobody
proves
gives
that
a shit
Con Air-
about Valley Girl, all right?
Right, which recently came out as a remake, by the way. But
Yeah, look for that show on Saturday nights. You won't find it here.
Just the poster of the Valley Girl remake looks stupid.
yeah, I came across it because I'll randomly scroll through like new movies to rent, and I saw that. I was like, no.
It kind of looks like the CW did Valley Girl. That's what it looks
Right.
like.
Right.
And I'm sorry, the CW doesn't do anything good.
But no,
It's
like
like-
you even have somebody like Madeline here who's very like loves like the low budget, like very underground type of shit and stuff like that. Shits on the movies that people love and stuff like that. But she's literally sitting here saying Con Air is a great movie. All three of us love Con Air, so yeah.
But so is
Michael Long-
Mandy.
Con Air is one of the greatest movies.
Okay, so is Mandy. Mandy was a great movie.
No. I'd rather watch Leaving Las Vegas than fucking Mandy. I'd rather watch Driven. With
At least
Nicolas
no one hears
Cage.
nothing Ghost Rider.
Fucking Ghost Rider. And they made a
Whoever in
sequel.
charge of that casting needs to be fired. Like, really?
Well, that's just Nick Cage all about the money because he agreed to do the sequel to Ghost Rider, and that was a piece of shit. And then look at all the movies he's done since his big old box office days. It's been nothing but straight to video releases and stuff like that, which is fine. We still get Nick Cage in our lives. We all love Nick Cage at one point in time.
I still love that skit that they did of Nicolas Cage's agent, and he literally won't say no to a role.
Exactly.
I mean, that was pretty funny. But, you know, who knows what he was dealing with. There's lots of films that, like, favorite actors of mine show up in, and I'm like, why did you do that? Like, Jeffrey Combs in that freaking Beethoven movie. It's like, why? Why? You're a talented man. I've seen you on stage. You are really good at acting. Why did you do this?
Sometimes you got to pay the bills.
Yeah, so
gotta pay the bills.
he may have
Jack,
really
I agree 100%. I agree.
You know, in debt or something. Who knows? So
Jack, Bringing Out the Dead is a fucking amazing movie.
bringing out the wait a minute.
Patricia Arquette, Nick Cage is a paramedic, Tom Sizemore.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen that yet.
That's a great fucking film. Great fucking film.
Trying to go through all of Nick Cage's movies.
I will punch someone in the face in this chat room who doesn't like that movie.
Yeah. Is like trying to go through all of Vincent Price's movies. I don't know if it's possible. There's a lot.
Well, right. You have these actors that have a lot of misses in their career, obviously, but then they also have a lot of greats, like Nicolas Cage or Joe Pantoliano, who's on record of being in the most movies at anybody in cinematic history.
You leave Sizemore alone.
I hear
So-
Tom Sizemore's a pain in the ass to work with.
Oh, I tried to get him.
I gotta ask. So why? I hear a lot of people say, I hated Mandy. But I don't hear many people say why. Like, I can sit here all day and tell you why I loved Mandy. And I can sum it up. Have you seen Turbo Killer, the music video from Carpenter Bird? It's like a synth band from France. Really, really great stuff. The music video is absolutely stunning. Mandy looks exactly like the music video. And I was like, oh, this looks just like that Carpenter music video. I need to watch it. And I loved it. I loved it for the visuals. I loved it that it had a tiger. I loved it that they fed Richard Brake shrooms and then they put him on screen. Because that's what they did. I'm sorry. They fed that man shrooms. And they said, say these lines. And of course, Nick Cage freaking going nuts. Like the whole movie's just, I think, such a masterpiece and so bizarre. But why don't you like it?
Well, for me with Mandy, I've been very vocal about it. There are random like art house style movies that I like, but for the most part, I hate art house style movies. To where you just have to look for the beauty in it and stuff like that. No, I want to watch a movie to be entertained. I don't care about looking for the beauty in it and shit like that.
But it wasn't just
And-
that. I mean,
But Mandy was so fucking slow. Like they extended out scenes that did not need to be extended out. You could have shortened them up and stuff like that. I get that if you want to cover up a time frame, that's why you extend it, and that's what Mandy did. Is they extended out these scenes because they didn't have enough movie there to make it at least an hour and a half feature. So, there was things that I like about it. I'm not saying it's a dumpster fire, but I just no Mandy's no. I'll never watch it again. It's trash.
But it had the Cenobite bikers.
But
I mean,
I always love that X2. But what about this?
something for you. And
Like I said, there's things that I liked about it, yes, and they were great. And now, if you could have taken those aspects and maybe stretched those out better, or even have more written material for the movie, cool.
I hope you mean True Romance because I have no idea what the fuck True Love is, Michael.
True Love.
Oh
was
yeah,
True
True Romance is a good movie.
True Romance was good.
That's
Yeah,
not
I like kung
not
fu
bad,
movies.
You like kung fu movies.
No, that's just what fucking Clarence liked in that True Romance.
So you would enjoy Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter because it's a kung fu movie.
I've never seen it. I guess I'll give it a watch.
You should. It's a good one.
Something tells me it's not true, but I'll check it out anyway because you said so.
It has this really entertaining theme song that I'm shocked. You know what? I know Faye had Everyone Gets Laid Tonight stuck into his head. And I know he was sitting there making his hot dogs and his chicken nuggets. And he was going, "It's all right. It's okay. Everybody gets laid." I know he was. He was singing along to it and he loved it. And secretly he bought a copy of the movie because he's a big Al Santos fan and he's going to be Al Santos for Halloween.
Everything she just says wrong. Very, very wrong.
Well, thanks for tuning in this week. It's been eventful.
Yeah,
Nick Cage movies and Mandy. But did you watch Neon Demon? Did you see that? Did you
I
say
said
you
yes.
Did you like it?
I liked it better than Mandy.
Okay, that's like me saying
It's not one that I will tout about.
that's like me saying I liked Hot Rod more than The Raven. They were both freaking terrible. Would you watch Neon Demon again? How about that? Is that
Yes.
that's a better question? Okay.
Yes, because that's another movie I'd rather watch again and like investigate and see more shit that maybe I missed from the first viewing and stuff like that.
I'll say this. It took me about 9 watch throughs to figure out what the hell the movie was about.
Right.
And I loved it every time. And when I figured it out, I felt like a genius. And I did it without watching the commentary because I wouldn't let myself, because I said, I'm going to figure this out myself because I am smart.
And if you have to visit the commentary, that means that the movie is a struggle to watch. If you have to visit the commentary to understand exactly what the fuck they're trying to do.
Though, I mean, you have to really pay attention to get what's going on through it. I will give it that. But I like movies like that are somewhat of an exploration and kind of a mystery to unravel, especially with Neon Demon, because it's like it gives you all these pretty visuals while you're trying to figure out what's going on. Why did they do that? And why did they do that? And why is there necrophilia? I didn't expect that scene.
Dead
With
girls
the
never
chick
stay
from
young.
Veronica who played the prostitute from the first story.
Can never go wrong with necrophilia in a movie.
No. That's why Necromantic is so popular.
That's not a good movie. Necromantic is not a good movie.
That's racist.
Against dead people.
Against how's it rated? Oh, against dead people. Okay, well, how can they defend themselves? Well, they can't because they're dead.
Well, we'll be at the after party. This concludes this week's episode.
Yeah, thanks for joining the Outsiders of Horror, people. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a good time. And stay tuned for future Outsiders with the two-headed dragon here, Mean Farmer. We'll see what happens.
Stay tuned because you never know who's going to quit next. So, I mean, Faye might be alone next week. I guess we'll just have to see and find out.
Damn.